What's up, YouTube? This is the Needed Podcast, episode 210. 210 weeks of the podcast. It is Madden season 100%. We're all the way in, right? Boys, Madden comes out in about a week. I don't know when it's going to drop. Is it going to be Monday at midnight? Is it going to be Tuesday at 9 a.m.? Is it going to be Tuesday at noon? Is it going to be Wednesday? Is it going to be Sunday? Will they hit us with early access for $100 on Friday? Who knows? I don't know. They ask me that question all the time. I don't really know the answers, but it is this week, so I was trying to get some banger guests on. We've had Zan on here. Obviously, we've had CC, we've had Scomo, we've had Big Skim, we've had our boy Juicy, we've had Maddie, we've had a lot of people on the pod ski. Having a guest is dope, but now I bring the best Madden player ever, which, I mean, you know, we talk about it often, but, I mean, resume alone has not been surpassed at all by Problem. We'll talk to him about it. He is the GOAT. He is one of my, better friends I've made in the Madden community throughout. We are about the same age. I honestly think he's younger than me, so, that's a little tough. But he's here. The boys are here. What's up, boys? What's the word here, boys? What's the word? It's a tough scene. Am I the oldest player? I really honestly think I am the oldest, relevant Madden player. I don't know how relevant I am, but, I don't know. What is this sit rep? So what's up, boys? I am old. It is Monday night. Oh, it's Tuesday night. It's Tuesday. We do the podcast on Tuesday. If you haven't seen all of these exclamation point podcasts in the chat, it will send you over to the specific YouTube just for the podcast. You missed the full shows. You can watch them whenever. You can watch them when you're mowing the lawn, or listen to them at least. You can watch them while you're on the treadmill, because it is cut season, boys. Summertime is coming up fast. If you want to be in shape, make sure you start cut season now. You know what I'm saying? I am 36. There it is, boys. Let's get it. Mutt Leaks. Awesome, dude. Just full of information. Dude. I'll be honest with you guys. The Mutt community are some whiny bitches. They are. The Mutt people are just whiny bitches. Oh, I don't even have any lights on. This looks really dark. I just look like, what are we doing here? Production failure. There we go. But anyway. So, boys, I had steak and eggs for, brunch today. Actually, I had it arrive about 2 hours ago. I would call it a dinner, I guess, supper. We went with this New York strip. All right, this is what I do, right? I take the New York strip, throw butter in the little pan, get it nice and boiling. Then I put the New York strip. I just use an all-purpose seasoning. It has salt, pepper, garlic. Listen, man. Put that on the steak. Boom. Pan sear it, zoom, boom, take it out. So I take the steak out of the butter, right? Take the steak out, put it on the plate. I let it rest. You got to let your meat rest. Maddie never got that cue, but, here we are. So you take the meat out, you put it on the plate, you let it rest, and then it's a little bit of butter and it's called pan droppings. The steak flavor, the steak fat, just that rendered down in there, and it's nice and brown and black, toasted, burnty, steaky flavor. And I throw my eggs right into that buttery, steaky goodness, fry them up. I threw some jalapenos in there. I threw some tomatoes in there, some onions, tons of cheese. Boom, pan droppings. Put the eggs, it's almost scrambled eggs with the steak. Boom, just like that. I do feel like the ribeye is the best steak. I do like a leaner meat than a ribeye sometimes. I feel like a ribeye, it's tougher to get a great ribeye at home than it is to get a leaner cut of meat at home in a pan. I feel like a ribeye, you need to do a ribeye justice, and cook it correctly and properly. And I'm not Emerald when it comes to the steak, so I can keep it honest. Ribeyes is it's almost like, we're looking at 40% fat in a ribeye, honestly. So, so I enjoy a good pan sear at home. I do. All does. No carbs today. I had some nuts for lunch. I was watching a little Apex. I took a nap. And now I'm here. Now I'm ready to grind. We got the GOAT on the show. Talk about Madden. Tons to talk about on the Madden. Nuts and meat. That's what I had today. Nuts and meat. A lot of nuts, a lot of meat. Carl's a grinder. That's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do, is be a grinder. grinders grind. I got my notebook. Handwriting check. How's my handwriting? You see it? Can you read anything here? Boom. I don't know. That's what I do. Drink a coffee for lunch. There it is. I write like a woman. Okay, that was very gender-specific thing to say. It's 2023. You cannot say things like that. Ed, watch out for him. You know, we will not be canceled here, 2023. All right, boys. The secret Dubby playbook, there it is. Throw the corner route. That's it, boys. Really not that difficult. You know, I heard a saying that when your mind works, you're too smart, so your mind works faster than your hand when you're writing. Because, like, this is how writing works. Like, you think the sentence you're writing down instantly, and then you got to take, like, all right, Cowboys fan, you're worried about after the podcast rather than the, like, where's your direction? Where are you going? Now you get timed out for that. What's after this? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Figure it out. What's next? What are my Madden 24 plans? I'm going to play. You know, trying to be effective. Great question. We're going to grind. What else can we do, boys? But, all right, can I get some badge checks in the chat? Do I have any cotton candy badges? Do I have any creamsicle badges? I see some purple badges. I see some reds. Who's here? Who's checked in on time for the show? I see some white badges. There it is, man. Uh-oh. Ed got the cotton candy badge. Might be goated. Giant got the cotton candy badge. I see some greens. Okay, some badges in here. There's definitely some badges in it. There's also some no badges. There's also some plebe emotes flying around. I don't know if that's the way you want to go, going into Bot Wars and going into launch week. Questionable decision from some of the plebes to be not badged up for Madden launch, but they still got a couple days, you know, so we'll see how it goes. Might be an error on their part. Might be an error. But all right, boys, without the ado of further, let's talk to Mr. Problem Wright, the actual GOAT. Yo. The GOAT himself.
Yo, can you hear me?
Marvelous. Sound great. What's up, boy?
What's good, man? What's good, chat?
There he is. The GOAT. Now, I'll tell you, now, I know, you know, I can't give you too much credit, but one, I got to give you appreciation because you have helped me a lot, especially when I started this. And you're always, like, kind of the catalyst or the template that everybody is striving to be. So I appreciate you joining the show. And without saying that, are you still the GOAT of Madden in your eyes? Are you still the GOAT?
Of course. Come on. I mean, that's a silly question. I think that's just a lot of naive folks out there that question that. But I mean, with that being said too, I think not proven, you know, that I can still compete over these last few years has definitely not been something that I personally like as far as my performance goes. So I could see why, you know, people question that. I could see that.
Well, first of all, it's a lot of people that. First of all, the computer's a lot of people that didn't even know when we played in MCS. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
like probably half of the people that watch us probably don't even know that we played it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a long time ago. And then on top of that, they damn sure don't know what you did like 10, 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, they damn sure don't know that. So now you talk about like not being able to perform. Do you think I think if I like really take it serious, I don't think I'll ever not be able to like qualify for a tournament. And like, I don't know if that time will ever come. Like, I don't think we're like NBA players or we'll not be able to play anymore. Do you worry about that? Do you think like if I don't take it serious, I won't be able to make it?
No, I don't look at it like that. Like, I think that I kind of have like the recipe to be above average at the very minimum. Mm-hmm. Like the bar, my lowest is still good enough to be above average and like get into these qualifiers and whatnot. But as far as taking it to the next level, man, it's really these last couple of years. It's about reps. It's about, you know, this. I mean, it's about who you play. It's you can't expect to beat these crews and people that are in these crews without getting good reps prior to the tournament, and that just hasn't been there for me the last few years. 2 years ago, I couldn't play because of the coin sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I didn't get a ton of reps. It was just hard balancing schedule wise, and so these last 2 years, like I hate to just chalk them, but that's really just what it's been. It's kind of just been winging it, just trying to fight through, and it's online. You just can't do that, right? You just can't wing it. Not
Now,
today. Like there's too much knowledge out there.
oh yeah,
Everyone's the game the strength of your average opponent is better than it's ever been.
yeah. I know. So I asked you. Yeah. So you just said that you could just answer my question. Do you think this is the hardest era of Madden to be like competitive and compete?
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. The era, I mean, the game itself doesn't necessarily help separate folks, but the knowledge all being out there, like there's so many tips, websites, there's so many YouTube videos, streams you could watch, pros you could watch. Shoot, average guy could get stuff and spread it to the next man as well. And then Madden just it's a knowledge based game. What beats what?
Mm-hmm.
The more you know, the better you're gonna be. Not really too stick reliant, especially now. So,
Oh man, tell me
uh,
about it.
yeah. So, like stick used to kind of separate you, right? So
A little bit,
there
yeah,
was
for
a
sure.
time. There was a time, and I don't want to overrate it either, but there was a time where certain things it was hard to replicate. You couldn't just not everyone could move like that. So, they've kind of like the player movement's just so poor now.
Yeah. Now, I think that started once they took out. Remember, you used to have time the button to catch the ball on offense and defense. You used to at least have to press the button on time, and if you didn't, you just
Yeah,
once they put hold button catch, it
yeah,
was like all right, that was the sign we were going downhill. But all right, let
yeah,
me
for
let me
sure. That was
start
one of the things for
because
sure.
we're gonna get into Madden, like because we could talk about that forever. But like, when did
Right.
you start playing Madden? How did you grow up in video games, and when was like Madden the game?
Yeah, so my godfather got me my first console, and he got me a game with it was Madden '93, Sega Genesis. Um, I've been playing since. I've fell in love with the sport of football, fell in love with video games in general. Like I was always into sports video games. World Series baseball was the thing then. Then the 64 came out. You start playing Blitz, start playing uh, NBA started coming out that I ended up liking. So that was really my love for gaming. I always did youth sports, so it was like once I was done with baseball, basketball, I was gaming a lot of the time. So just really fell in love with the games at an early age, and been at it ever since.
All right, now when did you like? All right, I want to get really good at Madden, and when did you start getting into like beating your friends? Essentially, that's how it always starts, like beating everybody close to you.
Yeah,
And when did that graduate?
yeah. So like history of football games. So like, it was Madden, and then 2K came out, Dreamcast. My brother-in-law, who's a decent amount older than me, we would play 2-on-2 online, and I was like, damn, this is pretty dope. We could play online. Like this is new, right? Playing people head to head. I was like, damn, little, we had the mics. You could talk a little bit. This is cool. Like experience, like you competing because I was always competitive, right? Playing sports, competing and beating the next man. I was just there was something about that to me that I just loved in anything, and especially like in gaming where I felt like I had full control to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So I fell in love with just football and just competing, and I was just like, man, this is pretty dope. And then Xbox came out, still was playing 2K a little bit, but play Madden. The NFL Fever came out, I was playing all the football games, and then finally, my mom she was going by a Blockbuster, saw like $1,500 tournament in LA. This is like 2004. She comes home, tells me about it. My dad takes me to the tournament that weekend. I go, I lose in the final eight, and I'm just like, damn, I could have won $1,500. This is pretty cool. Like I felt like I just didn't have the knowledge, and I knew right away. Like you get in the game, it was something I could always tell. Like you know when you're outclassed, when someone knows a little bit more than you do. Like this guy's moving different. Like why is his juke? He was juke glitching. He was like, why are my whole defense doing this? I went home immediately, looked online. Madden Authority was a thing. They had the tips out there how to juke glitch. I go to the next tournament doing it, and I ended up winning. So, man, I fell in love with competing, just trying to be the best, at it, and football fan. That's really what it is. So Madden '05, my first competitive year.
Yeah. Now, when I think about when I first, mine was like '08 when I first like learned about all you guys and stuff like that. And when I start going, like, you were the guy, and I joke about this because I was on Saloon. That's kind of where you start, like on Saloon a little bit. And User was one of the guys, and everybody laughs at him now. But when I started, User was like User and his cousin Magic and stuff. They were like, well, at least Magic was like, they were the players I wanted to try to beat, and like top of the game Saloon and stuff. Who were the guys you remember when you first started? Like, dude, I want to be, and beat this person. Is kind of like the goal essentially.
Yeah, it was Big Gene. So like Big Gene, yeah, we was in high school playing Madden. My boy Sean, I'd go to his house after school, wait for my mom to pick me up. But I'd go there, started playing Madden a little bit, and then Big Gene was in the game. So you open up the game, click it, and like, damn, this dude's holding 50K. Like, what the? I didn't know nothing about this side. This is even more. So I'm like, we got to try to compete. And then his brother-in-law actually went to compete in the Madden Challenge that year, and he ended up telling us information about it. And then the following years when I got to actually play in my first one. So it was really Big Gene, man. He was the GOAT at that time, right? He was the best in the world. Everyone wanted to beat Big Gene. That's pretty much the name that you wanted to shoot for. So that was the only name that I was looking for was Gene.
Now, it's funny you bring up Gene because obviously he's the king of Philly Madden. Now, I have this written on my paper I want to ask you. Is the East Coast better than the West Coast in Madden? Who's got it all time? We talk about regions.
All time, man. There's now you got all these kids living in Texas now. Texas is
yeah.
Do they count? Does that count now?
They like moved there though. They don't have any pride. The only people that really have pride of where they're from is like the East Coast and then the West Coast. People in the in the middle, they don't have no pride.
Yeah. Now West is tough. I mean, I'm trying to think of the new era of the West Coast guys that Kerry's been here forever. Like, people probably don't know that, but Kerry started playing like Madden 08, 09. He was at these local tournaments where I was at. So he's been around. Rest in peace, True Boy. He's West. I consider Kiv West. I mean, even though he moved,
it's the West Coast. All the way up there is the West Coast.
I know I'm missing some people though. There's more people out here that have been competing in these things.
Pavin.
Pavin, yeah, that's a good name. Yeah, Pavin for sure. But I mean, you stack that up again. Who out there in the East? What is it even considered? What do you even consider the East?
Philly and Madden has to be kind of its own thing almost. We're that powerful. We really are that powerful. We kind of can't.
Yeah.
And you combine, like, if you throw like joke in with Philly and stuff, it's kind of cheating a little bit. I feel like it's almost got to be like New York and then Philly and then Florida. Florida's low key hot too, and then and then the West Coast really. That's how I feel. New York, Philly, and then Florida, and then the West Coast really.
Well, like so like what does Skimbo count at?
Other dude, Oklahoma. Is there anybody else? So he's by himself.
I'm just saying. So you got like the other. If you go others, you got like Skimbo. You got Henry. They're tough.
Other might be tough. Midwest might be tough, but that's a big ass part of the country though. Like so that's Midwest Madden. So yeah, if you put Skimbo and Henry on the same team, that's kind of tough.
Now Florida's always so like even dating back, like Florida was always tough. Texas was tough. West was kind of just ass, to be honest. Like we was kind of not that tough, especially when I first got there. It was like Save, West 1-9. Reality was on the downside. It was already kind of lackluster, and then it got tougher over the years for sure.
Y'all showed out in the Madden 17, the last one though, when Reality on the boys pulled up for the West Coast.
Oh yeah.
I was salty. I was like, damn. Well, we were in LA.
Yeah.
And he was playing Joke. So like, Joke was a person you always root against, honestly. No matter, honestly, it would take a lot to root for Joke for anybody, right? And if you playing Joke, I'm going to root for you. But I can't lie. When West Coast came in there yelling all that West Coast, they literally took over that live. I was like, shit, damn. I started rooting for Joke a little bit. I'm like, damn, the East Coast got to fight back. Yeah. So they always held it down, the West Coast. I don't know how good they were, man, but y'all definitely always held it down. Now, what was the first, major tournament that you won?
Like what would we consider major? Like Money wise, or
It
do
had
you
to
think
be
like a
Madden Challenge, right? It had to
Madden
be Madden
Challenge
Challenge, right?
regional?
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
so.
I
I
would say
really don't
that.
know cause I be fighting for you because like you my age and my man. So like when these GOAT conversations come up, I'm gonna hold on to like how I used to fight for Skimbo. Like that's how now I gotta fight for. I gotta open up my my fight and my roster because these kids are fighting. So and I always be like, well, I know you won a whole Madden challenge, right?
Yeah.
And then
So
Madden
like,
Nation, right?
yeah. So the way it used to work was there's, you know, 32 cities
You know,
go and you win one of the qualifiers. It usually maxed out. So at 512 people, 2 minute quarters all the way down to the final eight. Then it was three, and then the final four was like 4 minute quarters. And then you had to win one of those to qualify for the top 32 in Hawaii at the time, the Pro Bowl. That was the Madden Challenge Finals. 32 single limb from there. So I won that my first regional in '06. Madden
okay.
'06. It was in San Diego. And then ended up going to the final 32, lost in the second round. '07. I won the first Madden Challenge regional, and then I ended up losing out there in the second round again or something. And then '08, was really the breakthrough. Was
Mm-hmm.
finally got on. I got on the TV show, won that. That was the biggest win for sure at that time. It was 100,000, and then I won the Madden. Not only did I win a regional that year, but I won the Madden Challenge as well. So I won uh, the whole finals in '08, and then I won Madden Nation as well in '08, and then in '10 I won everything. In '13 I won everything. Those are the three like big years as far as like the winnings go. As far as like the biggest events go.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, shit. I mean, now 13 was that Madden Challenge? Madden 13?
It was Virgin Gaming
Yeah,
Madden
yeah, yeah.
Challenge. So like they did you go to those?
I didn't go to none of the events. No.
Okay. Yeah, so like those you qualified online, and then they took they took like 512 out there to Vegas, and it was actually pretty dope. Like
Yeah.
the whole way they had it set up, like the prize structure was something we never seen before. People were everyone got paid there. So
Well,
um
Virgin, I did the online thing. That was like free money. The online Virgin Gaming, where you just like it was like $5 to enter. You win, you win, you win. And that was the first time I ever got really paid from Madden. I don't know what the hell happened to
hmm.
Virgin Gaming because it was like a money pot, honestly, and then it just disappeared off the map.
Yeah, they were like competitive of Saloon, and then they're what
Yeah.
Players Lounge is now. Like they were trying to get on, and yeah, so they held a big event though. They had the prize pool. I want to say was 500K for the. It might have even been a million. It might have even been a million. I don't remember entirely. I'm just off the top. 140 was for first, and then like if you just got there, you got like $600 or something. They paid all 500 people that were there, so it was pretty wild money for that time. Because Madden it had really fell off after Madden. So Best Buy was the main sponsor all the way until Madden 10. MLG took us in, or MLG partnered with EA. They did the Madden 10, and then Madden 11. There was no tournaments. I don't know if you remember, but
Mm-hmm.
there was a year where there was no Madden challenge, and then Virgin Gaming took 12 and 13, and then Madden 25 there was nothing. Madden 15 nothing, and then MCS like introduced a little bit of themselves in 16 with like the invitationals, and 17 they were on. So there was a couple years where Madden wasn't a thing as far as like the big tournaments, but yeah,
And
that's
and from what I heard, that's when like you started streaming when it was kind of died. The tournament scene died when you got into streaming. Is that right?
yeah. So 13, I had won the Virgin Gaming thing, and 25 they said there was no more tournaments. So I was like, damn. Started working. Uh, I was working at that time still, and I was like, dude, there's no more tournaments. Like, what am I done with Madden in general? I'm like, if I'm not making money off of Madden, nobody's really gambling no more. The gambling culture was huge at the time, like growing up. Like that's a whole another thing we could talk about for days. But no one's really gambling me anymore, like online or in person. Can't really make money off of it. So what's next? And then discovered Twitch. started streaming Madden 20, like towards the end of Madden 25, and man, I fell in love with streaming. Like I was never the most socially, never the most social person growing up, and even to this day, I'm not really a super talkative, but um, I fell in love with streaming, and I would even say like it I wouldn't say it surpassed my love for competing, but it's 1A 1B. Like I enjoy it that much, and just the interaction with people, and meeting people through your chat, man. You get to know them, and they become like they act friends
Oh yeah.
more. I would even say family, man. I talk to some people online more than I talk to most of my family, right? So
Oh yeah. 100%.
for me, it was that connection, and I just fell in love with that.
No, as I have this question, is that I would assume, and that's probably an easy answer. That's probably the best thing about streaming is the community.
Facts. Yeah, yeah. This, all you see is a username, and you know everything about them, man. You know their favorite football team, like what they're into.
Mm-hmm.
Are they a troll? What they here to do? They
Yeah,
here to
one
do, and,
hundred
and
percent. They all different.
yeah, are they ass at gaming but talk shit? Like all these
All of
things
them.
about them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Shouts to
Now,
Matty Ice, but yeah,
yeah. Now,
yeah.
what's the worst thing about streaming?
The worst thing about streaming, um, I I, I would say like the stress that comes with it. As far as like you're working like a job like for commission, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're having to entertain people and get them to really buy into you every single month of the year. And if you're not able to do those things, you and your family are not gonna eat that month. You know what I mean? It's like I hate to be that drastic, but I would say those are the things that are it's the stress, like knowing like damn. 'Cause in them off seasons, it's not as good as when you're in season, and it can be tough. It can be tough at times, and I think streamer burnout is a thing. I've felt like that over the years. There's times where I feel like I stream too much and need to step away for a little bit. You got you're in the same boat. You have a wife, your son, and with me and my family, I feel like it's hard to balance at times, and balancing is key to this whole thing. And the better you could do it, the more success I think you'll have, and the more happy you'll be.
All right. I mean, that kind of ties into the next question. What motivates you to keep streaming every day and keep going?
I think, like I said, I fell in love with streaming. It's the way that I provide for my family. I think I've done pretty well over there. I think I could do even better if I make some adjustments. And I love gaming, and I love the community that I've built and trying to grow it even further. And I think that long term, it's something that if my kids are into, I think that they can step into this and be right at home. They're naturally going to be around gaming, and I think I want to create something long term where I know how big this industry is. If my kids can get into that eventually, that would be awesome as well.
I mean, how are we going to? Because I mean, I have the same problem, and I'm glad you're my friend because your boys are older than mine, so I can just watch what you do. How do you
Right.
balance? Because your boys are already playing the game, so it's like, how are you balance that and everything? Like, because it's like part of it is like, dude, these are your channels now in 15 years, and I don't have to do it anymore. What's the balance going to be like for that?
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough down there. There's getting a little bit older and getting into gaming a little bit, and even with like school, man, you got to try to separate it. Like EJ is really into the computer and stuff, and it's hard. It's hard to separate. You got to get your schoolwork taken care of. They want a game. It's like I know how lucrative it could be down the road if they get good at it and whatnot. I think times have just changed because it's like I'm experiencing it now. Like when growing up, when my parents were like, no, they let me be on the game, but they're like, what's the end goal with gaming? I think it's so different now. Being a parent in 2023, it's like you want them to. It's like is sports and gaming like would you, the time you take to play sports compared to the time you take if you want a game like it? I don't think it's far fetched to be like if they want to get into gaming and practice that craft, why is that a bad thing compared to practicing, playing baseball? Like my kids are gonna play both. EJ starts baseball this coming month in September, I believe, and man, it's just crazy to think about like where gaming is right now, and like I said, we have young kids. They're gonna naturally be around it, and they're gonna be playing, and we'll see how it goes.
Now, how old are you boys now? EJ's probably like 5 or 6 now.
Yeah, 5. He'll be 6 in December, and then Luca's gonna be 3 in September. How about yours?
Christopher is 2.5. He turns 3 in January, so about the same as Luca.
Yeah, not too much younger. I remember that's right. He's right. His birthday is like right after EJ's.
Yeah,
Eric's
January.
New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Christopher's January 3rd. So
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they were super close.
now we're talking about streaming. I mean, how much do you? I know you do it even more than I do. Is stream other games? What's the avenue in that? I know, for me, it's like if I'm not on a sports game, it's kind of like I almost feel like I'm not working, if that makes sense. I'm bullshitting. How do you balance that? Because it's an avenue that obviously we want to do it because I know you look at all the other games like, damn, I wish I was good at this game or that game, but we're kind of a prisoner to Madden. How are you attempting to escape that prisonership of Madden or that confinement to what you're good at?
Yeah, I've tried to play other games over the years, and I feel like it's good for the mental to get on and play other games. I like playing games with, again, people from my community, whether it's like Among Us or popping up and playing some Call of Duty. But I think I've kind of lost sight of what my end goal is with this thing, and it's to grow the biggest community possible. And I've kind of lost track of that in these last couple of years with kind of separating myself a little bit too much from my roots, which is Madden, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I've actually made it a thing. I'm gonna make it a thing this year where I'm playing more Madden, playing longer into the season. Man, there was, when I first started, I was playing year round without no weekend. I tell myself like there was no weekend league.
There was no nothing.
There was
Nothing.
no one that was even
Motherfuckers
competitive
just
that
paid. Motherfuckers just.
there was no one even competitive that I was running against. Like when I first started, I was on PlayStation. I running off 100 game winning streaks against it was as least competitive it can be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's no excuse for me not to play this game. Like there's always going to be people to play. You're going to load up online and match up with Trey Thomas a million times and Joker Kale a million times. As long as you want, you'll find them every day of the week at any
Mm-hmm.
time. But yeah, so I mean, there's no reason not to play Madden as far as like the growth goes. But I don't know if you feel this, but do you ever feel like you just burnt out on the game? I feel like I've felt that at times over the last couple years, especially. So I like try to get on other stuff.
I mean, I feel like it's who you play. If I gotta play idiots all day, I can't. That shit burns me out. Because when you're playing an idiot, it's like you kind of lose. I don't know. You kind of lose that seriousness, and then you like, and then an idiot like does some shit and scores, and it's like frustrated, and it's like, and you realize that half of the people watching don't realize this person's an idiot. He's a potato, and like you, like it's
Yeah,
not competitive, but he's scoring. Half of the chat's like, oh shit, and it's kind of like playing idiots will always just like drown me out. But like your point, dude, I played Madden '08 just ranked. And this was before Mutt, dude. We just played with regular ass teams forever, nonstop. And we played, dude, Man 08 was all I want is my ranking or my number ranking next to my name to be higher. I want to be a level 45 just playing online. Just had that for no coins, no reward other than I want to be on a leaderboard. That's it. That's all people wanted. It's crazy how much people will grind just for a leaderboard or a ranking that we don't have it all anymore. So for me, and so all these complaints about rewards, I just love playing, and I don't really. If I play good players, that make me like think and try harder and like can win and can beat me, almost like a 50-50 type player. That's all. I never really get tired of that. I would play my friends nonstop between Madden '09, Madden '08, all the way until till MCS came out and streaming became a thing. That's the one thing I lost is playing my friends offline for fun. That's like out
No.
of my life 100%. I don't play the game offline. And honestly, it's made me kind of shittier because I really used to play a lot online, especially Bugs. I used to play Blocky a lot. I used to play Vilma a lot. Like, dog, like hours. Like, send the next game, send the next game. Like, you're playing 5, 6, 7, 8 games of Madden when you started at midnight. You know, so people are like, what? How do you stream all night? This is what I used to do: is be up all night playing Madden with my friends, and
Yeah.
that's completely out of my life. So, for me, I don't think I get, if I can play decent players, I really don't think I get too burnt out. And at the end of the day, I do still, I don't want to say I'm a prisoner of Madden, but I'm blessed to be able to be. I kind of like flip it that this is a blessing that I can play Madden and people can still watch in July or something like that. You know, I kind of, because I don't want to boot up and play Madden now. You know, I want to play some stuff I'm not good at. If that makes any sense, go play some other shit. But I think it's a blessing to be that good at Madden and people watch all year. So that's how I mentally tell myself. So force myself to keep playing it. But I don't really get that burnout really.
Got you. Yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, I think the success you've had, grinding it and where you are today, like with Madden too. I think that that also ties into it, man. It's awesome to see the growth and when people are there supporting every night, you playing. I mean, that's a big deal. It keeps you going, and I feel like that plays a big factor. So, I mean, like I said, I would like to get back to those roots and locking in on Madden more this year. I go back and look at last year. I'm like, damn, I really kind of just stopped playing in September. I don't think I've ever stopped playing that early, like full time locked in. Like there was days in
Mm-hmm.
September where I didn't even start with Madden. I'm just like, that just can't be. I can't step away from Madden like that, and I feel like I lost a little bit of what one of the reasons I even started this whole thing, and that's because of Madden.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the biggest temptation for me, I know you play it more than me, is 2K because that's a big ass game that we could be good at and successful at,
Mm.
right? Because we can play. I always feel like I can play any sports game because people that watch us are sports fans, right? I feel like the baseball transition is seamless almost, you know. And 2K is like it's a bigger game than Madden, regardless of what we love Madden, but 2K is a bigger audience, and that's the game's like, damn, I wish I had more time to play it, but I've kind of just ignored it because it's like smack dab in prime Madden season, you know, for the most part. So that's the one thing I wish I could play more, but I'm just not able to.
It's super tough with the release dates, man. It's always been Madden, FIFA, 2K. It's so fast. They're so close to each other. Um, it does suck because like I enjoy both of those games as well. Wish there was a little bit more separation. And then next year we have NCAA coming
Oh
in, and
my
they just
god.
announced that today
Okay.
that it's locked in. So that should be pretty cool. It gives you a. It used to be like 6 weeks before Madden. I'm hoping that's the kind of what we get at least.
Yeah, we used to play
Going
the
forward.
shit out of that, right? And this might be like Madden. It never really, it was always different because all the damn playbooks and plays, and it was super creative compared to Madden as far as formations and plays, and it was nuts. But it was always like, as soon as Madden came, it was kind of, it was over for NCAA for the most part. So I hope that comes out. You know, I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be this year, so we'll see how it works. You know, that would be a super benefit for us, for the most part.
Sports gaming, yeah, for sure. Especially some football sports, some Madden heads, of course. Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Now, what do you think of the game, the Madden game? Let's start with just, I mean, this year. Because obviously, if you stopped in September, you couldn't have been a fan of the game. So what was your overall impression of this Madden 2023?
I think it's just abilities taking over the game, man, and ruling the game, making ratings obsolete, really. Um, and when I say that, I mean just I give the example of a DB with 99 catch, unable to catch a tip pick if he doesn't have pick artists. Like that, in my mind, just makes no sense to me. It's like they should just throw out the ratings, right? It's like, how do I have zero chance to catch a pick if I have 99 catch? Like that just to me it doesn't make sense to even have the rating because they don't mean anything at that point. They're just there to unlock abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at a receiver on the opposite side of the ball. He has 99 catch, and he'll drop it every single time someone with a knockout ability touches the back of his cleat.
Mm-hmm.
And again, another thing is like that's just not Madden to me. It's so far from what I grew up playing, and I hate to sound like it was crazy different, but it's like you're telling me I can't catch a slant because I'm getting touched in the back of my heel by an ability. That just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't sit in my mind correctly that that's a thing. I mean, and you just go down the list of things. There's so many abilities. I can't throw a ball with any type of velocity if I don't have gunslinger or pass lead elite. Again, you could have 99 throw power. If you don't have it activated, you're just not going to throw that ball on a line that's fast enough before the defender breaks on it. It's just they done too much with the abilities, in my opinion. They made them. It's all based around money, of course. You having to buy these to get the best players out there, which it's their business, right? So I understand that part. I just hate to see that it went that way, as far as Madden goes.
Now, this is what the competitive people cried for forever. They don't want the RNG, right? The abilities are removing the RNG from the game. There is no random, am I going to catch him, I'm going to drop it. Like you said, if you do a slant and the dude has knockout, the ball's coming out 100% of the time, right? And on top of this, if you have pick artists, you are catching a pick 100% of the time. You're not dropping the pick. So abilities have removed the RNG that the competitive community has cried about RNG and randomness of Madden for so long. So abilities are removing that. So that is where essentially from the competitive mind is that's what they wanted, right? Like if you want your dude to knock it out, he's going to knock it out 100%.
They've removed RNG in that sense, but they've removed the meaning of a rating as well.
Yeah, well, the rating's gone.
That's really my thing. Like the ratings just don't matter unless it's speed, right?
Okay, so at the end of the day, why does that matter? If the what do the ratings mean? Even if we got rid of them and say, you're right, they don't mean anything. 100%. You look at the card,
it means something because when they advertise a guy with 99 catch, 99 route run, 99 this, 99 that, and they don't mean anything if they go in there and they get hit in the back of the heel. They drop the ball. So they're selling fake. To me, they're fooling their fan base. They're literally false advertising these cards. This guy has 99 truck. This guy has 99. Yeah, well, if he gets hit, he ain't got no 99 carry. Oh yeah, this ball's coming out, right?
Pretty soon it's just going to be a rating. They're going to have speed on there, and then what ability they got. I'm telling you, it's going to get to a point where the ratings we used to look at, dude. We used to look at ratings were like life. They were like life, and we didn't even know what the hell it meant. Oh, this dude got 90 hit power. We got like Deshaun Golston on the Niners. Remember, them dudes all had 95 hit power, and they were like high-powered ass players because of the hit power. But the ratings are completely gone. They really are. They are a threshold to unlock abilities, but they've been a threshold to do things for a while now. Like the 91 zone, the trucking, the air trucking, and route running it's always been a threshold. But now they just unlock the abilities, which essentially I've kind of, in my mind, I go back and forth, and I honestly think I'm kind of pro abilities. So I think the argument for abilities is still greater than the argument against them for the most part, unless you like RNG. And between me and you, I think watching a game with RNG is way more entertaining, right? When you don't know if they're going to catch that deep ball, or you don't know if they're going to catch the pass, or you don't know if they're going to fumble. Like more things that are unpredictable are better for watching, if that makes sense. But if I'm competitive, I don't want I want to make sure that dude's going to drop the pass every time, right? Or I'm going to catch a pick every time. But the unpredictability, I think, is better for viewership for the most part.
Yeah, and then going back to just abilities, I'm with you in the fact that the game cannot run without them now.
Oh no, yeah.
You literally cannot play like you play regs if you don't have abilities. And someone does, like you could just see how crazy different. So like they're definitely needed now. So you just can't take them out the game. Like on this same engine, it's just not going to run properly. So, got to adjust, right? So it's like I said, it's just frustrating to see some of the ratings just.
Oh, they don't mean
nothing. I don't know why they even have them all. Like I said, it's the fact that they advertise all these things and then look at what they're advertising on their tweet today. Like all these running backs with all these different ratings. Which ones matter?
Speed.
Right.
Who the fastest?
Speed.
That's
truck.
It.
Yeah. So.
So for me, I just I am still pro. I like the content of it, like being able to change your team every game or adjust to your team and things like that. And I honestly, I especially like I I liked the beginning of the year, right, when we were preparing for those tournaments because you only had like 5 abilities, like not players with abilities, 5 abilities, and you had to like position them the right way and change them the right way and where you wanted them, depending on who you were playing and what offense you were playing or what defense you were playing. And I thought that strategy of it made it real, almost back to salary cap type of strategy of building a team, And I feel that way about CFM now when I only have 2 abilities per DB. I can't have 5 abilities on every DB that knock the ball out all the time. So I do like the strategy and the salary cap aspect of the abilities. That I think that adds a lot of content. If they got rid of it, it'd be like kind of boring for the most part.
Yeah, I think abilities if in the perfect world for Madden, in my opinion, I think abilities if they balance them correctly, like took feedback, balanced them, and then made it to where you had to pick and choose. Like there's a cap on them, right? And that's there was a hard cap on them throughout the year. They balanced them throughout the year. I think it could be fine, but the problem is when they again, it's all about money. They make you go get the guy that has 0 short end, right? So it's like they've done with these abilities. They've got so greedy with the abilities, in my opinion. It just makes me just sick, like to see that how money hungry they are with the car, and they just know, man. They know what abilities are good. They knew short end was good last year. They put Cooper Cup or whoever in there with 0 short end. They put him in a pack. You got to go get him, or you're not. You're gonna be behind because ability wise, you're just not gonna have enough to stay.
Yep.
Stay the course with the rest of the teams out there.
Yeah, I think when abilities have added to the pay-to-play aspect, they really have. Especially this first tournament's a week, and not even a week into the game. We don't even know what abilities are out there we can actually have. I'm assuming watch it be like the captain of the set has short end. He's the only person, right? It's going to be something wild for the play the pay part of it. But for me, the one thing I like about Cooper Cup having 0 short end, right? We would never use Cooper Cup in Madden. He would never survive in back in the day. He would never be a Madden card. Even Larry Fitzgerald for the most part. And I remember, Eric Weddle was in Madden 18 with 91 zone. So the thresholds that change their players or the thresholds that give them abilities or the discounted abilities actually make every card usable, and they control which card can actually be Madden usable. Where, even Steve Smith was never really a Madden card because he was so small. And they have made some really good NFL players translate into Madden by discounting the abilities or giving them different abilities. So I think that's the positive of it. Obviously, it wears its course to the point where now, obviously now it's stupid, but in Christmas you have so many 0 AP guys. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, maybe you could find a way to have you're only allowed to have 1 0 AP guy on the whole team or something, some type of to balance it. But I do like the discount because it makes good NFL players relevant in the video game that weren't necessarily relevant in prior years.
I would say I 100% agree. Like that actually found the only way that they can make them relevant, because in the past, if you didn't have the speed, you just can't get out there.
Yeah.
But now, that's true, and I've always agreed with that. It's a way for them to make players usable from any team. And really, I don't know if it's a strategy of this, but it really is a way for them to balance the theme teams by making them usable, right? You make somebody on the Jets usable, make a receiver here on the Titan, whatever. So yeah, that is a plus for sure as far as that goes.
Yeah, they control the whole landscape. And the thing they get better at every year is I call it like the Mutt ladder, where we're going to get this base elite team day one, right? And then Saturday, there's going to get one more rung up the ladder. We got to get the newest card that's just 1 point faster in speed and 1 point faster in all the irrelevant stats. And we got to keep doing that and doing that and doing that until the end of the year, where, they've gotten a lot better at that through your daily challenges. Yeah, and because you got to go up the ladder, whereas, it wasn't always like that. And I think it's just going to continue to get worse and worse here.
Yeah, and then, I think the thing that set me off as far as, just the worst thing I've ever seen was the pay to win aspect of John Elway. That card was going for like 8 mil, 10 mil at the time he came out, and you knew he was the best quarterback by far in the game. And just the fact that could be a thing, a 10 mil card. I've never seen that in any of the Maddens that I've played. I could not remember a card that cost that much money And to think that we need that to compete. Well, I don't know what ladder was going on at that time, or what if it was single limbs or whatever. But you literally, if you didn't have Elway, you were at a huge disadvantage in a tournament. And I just, I'm cool with spending money, but when it's like 8 mil is just a ridiculous amount.
No,
It's a ridiculous amount for even people that spend money on.
but that card, it was ridiculous how much it was. But that card did have a grind wall behind it as well. You could have grinded for that card doing those sets like those nerds do all the time. Like it wasn't just buy. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my biggest gripes with MLB this year was that like you had to either grind for a card and then they had some cards that you just could buy. That's all you couldn't even grind for. You had to buy it.
Right.
So the Elway it had two options to get it. Now we're nerds and if you're competing, you got to do that. That's part of the I want to compete landscape of it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people they have to make that decision from when Madden comes out. If I want to compete, you kind of got to that's bite the bullet because we're kind of suckers to EA, whatever they tell us to do. But if you don't want to compete, you definitely could grind those sets and do what you can. Now, it's ridiculous. I would never do that. But my point is that it wasn't just a paywall behind that. And a lot of people enjoy, as crazy as it sounds, because we're sweats.
Who enjoyed that?
No, a lot of people enjoy that shit. You'd be surprised because we're sweats and I hate that. I'm telling you.
No.
Joker
type 1-1 in the chat if you enjoyed that.
Joe Bruin and Joker Kale went crazy on the grind for Elway, dude. They were flipping cards. They were getting it done. I'm just saying that there was an avenue to get that card there, really. Yeah, the den were going crazy, dude. They were going nuts on the card. I'm telling you. But I'm just saying they had another option.
You know what's crazy? Those menus, the menus last year were like the slowest they've ever been. I know that shit was fucking depressing doing that. Yeah. Adding cards to a set on a 1 second delay, like the menus. The menus were nasty last year. They got to fix it. Yeah. That is so frustrating to deal with the menus. They got to be smooth, man. There's no reason a menu. We should not have problems in the menu.
No,
there's not another game I play that has problems in it. I can't think of one off the top.
That's a good point. Now it brings up. I mean, I have it on paper, but PC. Have you thought about getting a PC to play Madden? I'm in the market for a new PC because I think eventually anybody with a setup like we have or whatever is going to be playing on PC. They're just so much better than a console. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I thought about it. But I just don't have faith in EA, honestly. I think there's going to... I hate to put on my tinfoil hat and just predict shit, but I do think there's going to be some sort of issue with crossplay this year, and I'm not even going to give myself the chance to where I can't connect to people, and I'm only connecting to people on PC. Like, that's just... Yeah, that would not be it. So I'm going on Xbox again.
I do think if we have a good year of crossplay... Now, I would have did crossplay... I would have still kept the MCS on, separate consoles to see how the crossplay worked in Madden for a year, right? Before like we just full send PC can play anybody. That's what I would have did. But if it has a good year, I definitely think it works well. But now the problem with it is
I just don't want to be the one testing it. Let
100%. And here's the problem is we can't commit. We got to commit because you're paying money for your team. We got to commit day one. There's no like, all right, I'll get PC 2 weeks if it's working well. No, I already put thousands of dollars into this team. I'm not leaving. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it works for the most part. But yeah, I think that's definitely
I'm buying packs on PC. That's EJ and Luca bought them packs on PC. That's where I'm at. I'm back on Xbox.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's an accident. My kids did it. Sheesh. So all right. Let's talk about MCS. How do you feel? How did you like the new format, the new structure, all that? Do you think we're getting back to the prime days, or we're looking good on the MCS this year?
I think it looks okay. I think having a tournament pretty much every month looks like something to grind for. I think they put a lot into this first tournament, which is cool. If they weren't giving people we could get into that too about giving people the game early, but I think them putting tournaments so close to launch and that being a really important tournament is pretty tough. But other than that, man, I like that they put so much money into it. It's 1.7 this year. I feel like that's gone up over the years, like maybe 0.1 every year, but it's gone up, I feel like, as far as like I remember. But I think single limbs online has always not been my favorite format. But I mean, there's a bunch of there's four. It's four qualifiers, right? Basically,
It's
and then
five, I
the
think.
fifth. Is it five
I
and then
think
the
it's
sixth?
six
Yeah.
total.
So,
Yeah. So
man, I said I do. I find it hard to complain when, like I said, the go back to the old man the way it used to be. Like, 'cause there's a lot of chances here, so got to get it done.
so you're a double limb guy.
I don't mind the double limb online. It's just online is, dude. Online is just so. Yeah, I'd rather play him. You know, I'd rather more people in person, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the goal. Like 16 man in person, 32 man in person would be ideal. Because me and you both know online we're streaming. You're not just playing X player.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing X player that's not streaming, that's watching your stream. You're playing X player that's watching your stream, not streaming, with four of his buddies in a Discord call, all scheming against you. You're not playing one-on-one Madden,
Mm.
and we're in the era of one-on-five Madden, and you guys could say all you want about this player and that player, but this is these online qualifiers. I mean that it ain't one-on-one anymore.
So
And you know, the sooner you could get to a in-person one-on-one 32-man event, the better.
So, see, I'm naive to that. I don't think people would cheat. You know, I don't even think about it because I would get paranoid. I don't even think about it. I'm a big play art guy too. I stare at my play art. I have to. I always have. Or, you
Yeah.
know, so like,
Yeah.
I can't change that. So if I got paranoid about that shit, I wouldn't be able to play. You know what I'm saying? So I'm naive to the fact that people could actually sit there and get like coached, have like a defensive offensive coordinator like instantly when I'm playing. You know.
Well,
So
you play with a delay, right?
if it's a real big game, but that fucks me up though.
So if you play with a delay, you obviously are not naive to them cheating.
Oh yeah, well I try to play with a delay, but I balance it because you know I watch the replay of the play that you know what I'm saying after I
Yes,
play.
there's a
It's like,
benefit to
yeah.
streaming as well.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, it's not a big of benefit as is this advantage, but you play thousands of games one way, and to change it fucks your whole like mental up for me. So it's like
Facts.
there's definitely been tournaments I think this year that I played with no delay, just do it how I do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a balance that we have, and but it's not a bad thing, dude. We have careers, we have all this that we have because of the effort to streaming. So people always like to come in here and complain about it and it's a negative, but it's a choice, and we don't have to. So and we always have the big picture in mind, and that's the big picture is where we're at now. So it's not like I never think about it being a negative for the most part.
Yeah, can I just respond to one idiot in the chat real quick? Chase Doe. It's not about us streaming it. Even if we don't stream it, if your opponent is streaming in a Discord to his friends, they can all see the game and all discuss, you idiot. It's not about the person streaming. Like, we could cut our stream off. You're still not playing one-on-one Madden. Like, it's not about us streaming. You're fucking lost, clueless idiot.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a Twitcher, the Twitcher, they're here, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I honestly don't. Like I said, it's not a mutual. You don't have to stream. We do it because it's worth it.
Sure.
Now, do you think? Now, I think people should be mandatory streaming. I really do. We're at that age where I think everybody should have a stream up, and EA should be broadcasting a red zone type thing for this event and these online tournaments that everybody would love to watch. That's what I think could advance the whole thing.
1000%, you should be required to stream. If Call of Duty Warzone could be required to stream, and they all stream it, even though they put a delay on it, they are more impacted by any type of delay, input lag. There's no excuses Madden cannot get on. You cannot stream Madden in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be when Madden 17. I can't stream. My internet's they were trying that type of stuff in like the early stages of the MCS. There's no reason you cannot stream a game in 23 off your Xbox, off your PlayStation, whatever you're doing. Like, your internet is not, and if your internet is that bad, then you just shouldn't be competing then. Like, because you're obviously at a disadvantage where you don't even think your internet could hold up in qualifier, then just don't compete. So the streaming should 1000% be a requirement in the single eliminations rounds. It'll help them see more people, give more people shine, bring them up on their red zone stream, get Nick and RG to do the stream or whoever, and more people get recognition. You can grow the esport. People would love to see more people play. There's so many people that qualify that never get to get their game on the big screen. How is that a lose for anybody?
Yeah.
It's a win for everybody, including EA themselves, who could have even more streams on their channel and market this thing to more people. So
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
win for everyone. There's no reason they can't do it.
and like this, it's and people always say, and I saw Fendler said, "What the detriment is players not streaming. It's not their responsibility. It's not. Why the hell would Henry stream? Why the hell would Dez stream? These dudes are making so much money and they're being successful. What is their benefit of streaming for them? You know, they want to compete. It's not their job. It's EA's job to market this and require them to stream if they want to grow it. It is their job to grow their product. The MCS is EA's product. It's not Dez and Henry's product. All right, it's not. You know, their product is themselves. If they want to grow their business, they can grow themselves if they want. That is absolutely their decision. It's my decision. It's Problem's decision to do what they want. It's not theirs. It's 100% EA's responsibility to grow the MCS because it is their product. So it's never the player's fault that this shit isn't popping off ever. All right, that's just how I feel. I hate when people say that shit. The players are holding it back. 100% they are not. It is EA's responsibility because it is their product. They're the ones that are making money from it. They're the ones that are giving away the money. We are just the pawns that are playing for the most part. So it is EA's part. It is EA's responsibility, not the players. I hate when people say that shit.
They're leaving so much money on the table. Honestly,
Well, that's their fault.
They could only grow. They would only grow their events. They would in turn grow more people watching into these events, more people into the MUT ecosystem. Like it's honestly just lazy on their part as far as the business standpoint. But I mean, EA Sports.
I mean, they're doing all right, doing better than us. Shit.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so
They're the boss.
Is there anything, if they came to you and said, Prob, how can we, you know, improve the MCS? Like, what is your like list of things that could improve it and you know, make it a better event in general?
I mean, I think we just talked about it. I think that's the perfect start is after qualifiers. Once you get to that bracket, everybody loves to see those games. Like even like I go back to the year where I was the coin selling when I think it was 22, couldn't play, but I was still on Twitch. Like, damn, let's see who's gonna play this. Let's see if I knew you was gonna stream your games. I knew Skimbo was gonna stream his games, and then it was like, all right, let's look for any other games I could catch real quick, you know, before I get on or before I get off of here. And it was like, there's nothing there. So I think that is 100% beneficial to the players, player growth, tournament growth, EA themselves. There's nothing that they could. There's no argument to where the overhead's nothing. Nick and RG, they pay them whatever they need to get paid hourly or whatever. They could rebroadcast the games live from their apartment, wherever their house. Like, there's no overhead. It's not like they have to have some crazy official studio. They know these things though. They know these things.
They've done it before.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they have. Yeah,
Gibbs and Faros did one. I remember being on it when I was like Madden 16 before, like, you know, my stream was super popping. It was just I remember Gibbs and Faros did a EA Red Zone stream 100%. So they've done it before, you know. I mean, all right, well, talk about I mean, you grew up in era the live events, playing people live events. So like, you know,
live events are just tough now. Like, okay, everyone come to this because of MUT. Right, you can't load every MUT team into it. Like, I just don't think it's like.
Oh, MUT killed the tournament.
It's hard to say like, oh, I can't bring my MUT team with me, right? Unless there was like some sort of easy way. It's just kind of hard, but with crossplay now, maybe that opens up a lane down the road. But even so, it's like still log in, put your login. Who's gonna? You got to remember password. Like, people sitting there not knowing that they're playing MUT. They thought they were coming for regs, so it's like. I don't know. I think live in-person tournaments are kind of dead with no reg, unless they went back to like Madden Classic with regs and whatnot. But I just don't see them doing that. So like with the structure we have now, I think it's cool. I think they're trying their best to get more events out there. It looks like. I think there was at one point where I was like trying to pitch them like. Man, like this 2K League stuff looks pretty dope. Like, I think this could be cool growth. Like, this is like Madden 19, Madden 18. I was telling Marku, I was like, you couldn't see like people representing these NFL teams and doing events year round. Like let's just say like 3 people represented the Eagles, right? There's you, Skimbo, Boogs, whoever. 3 people represent the Niners, me, Earl, and fucking Trey. All these teams had people representing them. You do like single elimination tournaments at one point. You do a 3-on-3 MUT squads. I always thought MUT squads could have been pitched a little bit more to the casual players and to like the esports world. MUT squads could be a cool event to have in esports. Like we don't know because we really never went down that path. And I think the teamwork aspect is a whole nother it's a whole nother lane of fans. People like the teamwork side of things, especially in a sports game.
Yeah.
Right? Where you guys are all on mics. Me, you and Skimbo on a mic trying to figure out who needs to guard what. Like they check in. Like I think that could be cool. I had this idea of like, okay, so like you have these 3 guys representing the Eagles. Okay, so you have the MUT Squads event, you have the singles events. Then you have a team where, okay, Dubby's on offense. 1 player has to be offense, 1 defense, 1's the coach. Then you have like little mix-ups like that. You do the best of 3s. There was a lot of different ways that they could have went. They just decided to go the one-on-one, which is cool. But I think that, in order to grow, I think down the road, I feel like you have to do something different, or else we're just going to stay in the same tier of esports.
Honestly, playing with your friends and playing with people is what makes gaming. It's what revolutionized gaming. The whole like you said when you started playing 2K you had a mic and you were talking to people. Like that is what we love Madden. At the end of the day, Madden's great because I don't have no damn teammates. All right, if I go to bed, I don't gotta blame nobody but myself, and I make every damn decision. All right, I don't gotta worry about my teammates. That's why Madden's always 1-on-1, right? At its basic, that's what it will always be. But it does have a huge avenue for a team-oriented something, because that is what makes all these games so great and so much fun to play, is playing with your friends, playing with your family, playing with your community, and just shooting the shit, essentially. Like, just bullshitting with your friends and playing video games. There is no, like, squads. There's a lot of people that play squads, but it's so tough to play, to have regular one-on-one Madden and then throw 2 more people on each team. The game doesn't change when you throw, and it just becomes nasty. So the actual, like, the gameplay of squads is not where it should be to be paramount. That's why I was so excited about the Yard, which is kind of a shit show, because I just think they did too much to it. I think at its just basicness of 3-on-3 Madden or 5-on-5 Madden, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be simple as shit, really. So I really think there's a super avenue for a team-based football game out there in the world. And I mean, I've had meetings with a bunch of different team video games that are trying to make football games, and nobody seems to understand that simplicity is the best, and a simple team football game would just dominate. People would love playing that shit.
Even if they do I think 2-on-2 plays better than 3-on-3 MUT squads because of the user. There's too much user out there with 3. But if you did 2-on-2, if they did a 2-on-2 event they could throw $50K at a 2-on-2 event at the end of the year just to throw it out there. There's ways you could keep this thing going. People would not be opposed to them trying something different and trying to grow their esport, because there's so many more people that you would get to try a 2-on-2 that don't try in solos. They would try it because they feel like that. MUT Squads people feel like it's a whole different game, by the way. I don't know if you know this, but like,
oh yeah,
the MUT Squads community,
they think they're fucking, they think they're Problem Wright of fucking Madden. Oh, I know, trust me. Oh yeah, you guys would never be able to play this shit. It's real football. You can't just use your cheese plays because oh my god, they're super nerds, the MUT Squad guys.
Yeah, they're definitely think that they're on another level as far as like, they don't think the comp guys can come over and dominate, which is crazy. But dude, I think $50K, 25K for first, throw 10 at second, throw a little bit at third and fourth. It would just get more eyes on the whole game in general.
Well,
and,
I mean,
I think that's the goal.
They did do it. I mean,
they tried the Yard thing.
No, they did a MUT Squads.
You're talking about
Madden Bowl. Like Henry literally has a 5th belt that we don't count because it was MUT Squads. It's MUT Squads. It doesn't count the same. So it was kind of still like this, the redheaded stepchild of Madden, but I mean they definitely gave it a try. You know, they gave it a swing, but dude, it's kind of like they control right. They control the MUT scene by what cards they release, right? They can kind of
Yeah,
control what we would like. We would play any mode if they, like you said, if they threw money at it, it'd be any damn mode in the world. We'd be playing it no matter what.
exactly. And that was like they did that tournament, but they already had their field. I'm talking about like an open event where
Yeah.
people could any two people could sign up for. I feel like you would get a pretty decent turnout in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't see no negatives
sweaty.
in that.
It would get pretty sweaty at its peak too, for sure. It would get pretty nasty. It'd be cool for sure, definitely without a doubt.
I think so.
Now, you talked about the Niners. What's it like now? See, I'll be honest, man. You've always been a good fan. You've not been obnoxious and stuff, you know. And I remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, you tweeted me like, "Congratulations!" You were all nice about it. Like, I hope you have fun. And I've always felt like a bone that I liked the Niners because of you. And GS was a big Niner fan. But I'll be honest, man.
We've had this talk before. Dude.
Yeah, Earl
I
has
am
killed
on the verge
that.
of jumping ship.
Earl has killed all suspects. I hate the Niners now. Absolutely hate them, man. What's it like? What's it like trying to compete in the troll universe with Earl as a fan of your team?
I feel like I have the worst the worst luck on the players and teams that I like in my life. Like I'm gonna tell you, I'll give you so. There's a baseball. Lindor is my favorite. I said Lindor goes, I go. He goes to the Mets. I'm gonna leave this Mets fan unnamed. He's such a terrible fan. I cannot follow Lindor. I damn near root for Lindor to strike out these days. Earl, the way he is as a Niner fan, he makes me want to send some of these players to Snap City. Like I've been waiting for Trey Lance to get snapped up. Like I said, I hate to say it, but it is what it is. It's Purdy season. Like Earl has me on tilt every day of the week. The shit that he tweets and says. So it's tough as a sports fan. It's tough, but I mean, Niners my guys. Niners are my guys.
How you feel about your boy Debo Samuel whining and making excuses all summer? You don't seem like an excuse type of guy.
Yeah, I think that's a little corny, personally. Yeah. But Debo's like, man, he's come to a point where he's probably gonna be my favorite Niner ever. To be honest, I just love the
Debo?
way I love the way he plays football. He's he plays. If you look at the people that are out there, he plays the hardest out there. I know that's kind of tough to tell, but watch him with the ball. They ain't a person out there that's leaving it out there like Debo Samuel.
Now, who's else on that list of top Niners ever for you?
Oh, it's Willis number one right now. I would say Debo's like climbing this list fast. Terrell Owens is up there. Frank Gore, of course. I would say those are the names towards the top.
So is Frank Gore like top 5 running back ever or what?
Nah, Frank Gore, I would say he's like top 15 ever. I mean, it's hard to say someone with those numbers for a career at that position where they have a 3-year lifespan. I feel like that alone, knowing his history, coming out of college, snapping up his leg, tearing his knees up, to have the career that he had, I just feel like it's not talked about enough how great of a career he had based on his circumstance. So like I appreciate like watching his whole. I feel like happy that I got to watch his whole career play out and him have that great career. Coming out of Miami with the injury problems. So it was cool to see him play that long. And man, he's like 3rd all time in rushing yards.
That's nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But
I wouldn't put him in no top 10. He's not a top.
Well, Earl got him 6 overall all time. So
yeah, he's not.
Yeah. So
no.
What do you expect out the Niners this year?
Super Bowl. I want to experience that.
Yeah.
I ain't got to experience that as a fan. Like they won in the '90s, against the Chargers, but I was super young. Like, I was not even 10 years old yet, so I wouldn't say say that counts.
There you go. Yeah, Earl counts him. He was like, "Yeah, this counts." Nah. I remember it. I remember he said he went to the parade, and all that shit.
I'm not counting that. So like, my experience as a Niner fan has not been that great. Like we've been good. We're either really good or really bad these last, over the last decade. The Harbaugh era was tough not getting one. Can't believe that we didn't get one in that era. Then we lost to the Ravens, lost to Sherman and them. But I think I mean, we got one of the best rosters, from any from top
For
to
sure.
bottom. A roster's super solid. So it's all about, and NFL is all about, can you stay healthy, be healthy at the playoff time,
And playing good. Yeah, healthy, really.
play good. Yeah.
Now, what was your like best Niner game like that you remember, like your best memory? Not even going to, but like watching or like your favorite game.
My favorite, like my best memories as a Niner fan is really like any of the era of the Jim Harbaugh era with the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though they got the best of us, like that was my favorite time as a Niner fan, is like that back and forth, those defenses, like the top two defenses in football. Again, even though that era is going to be theirs over the Niners, like those games and like that rivalry with them was pretty dope.
For sure, for sure. All right.
Yeah, I felt like it's a letdown time for them though. Like those are some great teams that didn't win with Harbaugh. I think that's a letdown ultimately, but overall that was my favorite era as far as like the Niners football goes.
For sure. Do you find yourself? Now, I find myself when I was a teenager and stuff, like I was a fanboy. I was a super fan of sports, And as I get older and essentially older than the people I'm watching, I've kind of lost that. I guess that fanboy aspect of the sporthood. Do you feel that way?
I think over the years I definitely have. I'm not the same sports fan I was when I was in high school, or yeah, I would say that's definitely a thing, but I don't know if I look at it like it's because I'm older than them or whatnot. But but I definitely feel like with age, like I definitely have not been as big of a sports fan as I once was, and I think that it just comes with age, and you're not always tied into, like, I don't watch every single game on Sunday like I once did. Like I would watch like every game, as many games as I can on as many TVs. Like now it's like, okay, we'll see, check in here, we'll make sure I watch the Niner game. It's back then I'm 1000% watching Sunday Night Football. Now if there's like some trash teams on Sunday night, I'm not watching. I'm streaming.
I'm playing a game.
I'm hopping
Yeah.
on stream at halftime. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I consider that like not as big of a fan. I'm not as big of a fan as I once was. Things like that. Even with Monday night, Thursday night, like we all know Thursday nights are just dog shit. But like those games when they're bad, I'm not. I'm hopping on stream. I'm not watching them.
100%. 100%. Now, I'll be honest, your chat is probably just as nasty as mine. They're probably half the same people for the most part, So we're going to do some rapid fire where you got to read these questions from the chat and you got to answer them rapid fire. Now, so we'll see. I know you know how to deal with these nasty humans, so they're ready to
I answer all of these questions.
Oh, yeah. Well, as many as you can in the time permitted. Let's see what they got. They put out a good effort, 2 weeks ago. They put out a good effort to chat with some rapid fire questions. So I'm going to open up the chat. All you nasties, go ahead and start asking questions to the GOAT himself.
Got you. You didn't put a question mark on it.
Yeah, what are we doing?
City boy or ass? Come on, ass, dude. You horny as hell. That's the first thing you came up with?
As always.
Name your Rushmore. What, Madden?
Yeah.
That's the Mount Rushmore. I would put Gene on there, Skimbo, Henry, and Drini. Those four. What's up, Freddie? Top 4 NFC teams. Top 4 NFC teams: Niners, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants. Like they got a tough division. Good luck. Will Fred Warner have a better career than Patrick Willis? That's a great question. I don't believe so. I think Patrick Willis had a Hall of Fame career. It's hard to say someone's just gonna have a Hall of Fame career, but Fred Warner's trending up, man. He's amazing. Favorite all-time Mutt card? All-time Mutt card? Gold Perriman. 97 speed. He's the reason why speed, and him and Arch are the reason why speed is scaled the way it is today. Back in CFM this year, yeah, man. Give me the Titans, Clutch. Give me the Titans. Malik Willis and give me Henry back there. Vernon Davis or Kittle? Kittle. Come on. Purdy healthy in last year's NFC ship. Niners winning without a doubt. They got an incomplete pass on 4th down that turned into a touchdown. Fluky.
That's your coach's fault.
Coach is a 100%. Brain dead idiot.
How do you? First of all, you see the team running up to the line, right? Like sprinting, like, oh, we got to get the ball off, and you don't throw a challenge in the first fucking half where the timeouts don't mean anything.
Yeah.
You have another challenge. 100%. That's the coach's fault. Terrible.
Brain dead idiot. Brain dead. I agree. Colin Kaepernick or Alex Smith? Alex, bro. Alex went through so much, man. Hey, check his career. 5 different OCs, first 5 years. Turned out to be, he was number 1 overall. They thought he was a bust. He ended up being a pretty good quarterback. Alex Smith, that dude. Coke or Pepsi? Cherry on both of those. Give me cherry Coke, then cherry Pepsi.
Coke Zero? You not Coke Zero guy?
Nah, Dr. Pepper's the best though. Would you use your backup tight end to block Sonret down? That's tough. Guys are trolling. All they got is Philly questions.
I ain't asked nothing.
Shots at Atomic 3 months. Appreciate you. You fuck with beekeepers? There's got to be some Pornhub stuff. What's up with your chat, dude? What is that?
I told you.
What is this, dude?
You gotta be careful.
Like, what's up with beekeepers? Like, what is that? Favorite NFL jersey of all time? Powder Blues, man. San Diego. Gifted me.
Oh, you got dunked on? You got dunked on? Your streak is over?
Hold on.
Wow.
No. I have you on auto renew.
You got dunked on?
He gifted a fake.
I figured that. I don't know.
No, I have auto. Look at my shit.
Oh, you got dunked on? That's crazy.
Click my name. Click my name. W, my longest sub. No more.
I had to cancel some subs this summer. Can't lie. Boogs was the first one. I had to do it, dude. I had to. We need some effort. We need some grind, you know?
You got to. Well, Boogs ain't streaming no more. Are you down with Crocs? I don't wear no Crocs. My kids wear Crocs, though. They're locked in.
You'll get a pair soon. You'll realize. You'll be like, damn, I wasted my life.
Pro versus W and Madden. Best of 5. You know we match up a lot early on in the season. You know we're going to match up.
Yeah,
he's gonna be upset because I'm running inside zone.
Yeah, he's not going to because he's not going to try to like learn how to play the game. He's just going to want to win. Like his goal is to win the first fucking game of the day. Like, all right, yeah, I'm just going to get out of here with a win. If I got to do, it's going to be level sale or some shit and just get a dub. Like he's not trying to figure this shit out. You know, that's not how he thinks. He's just like, all right, I'm gonna get out here with a win. I'm gonna just do what I got to do and get up out of here.
Bro, you ain't winning. Like Jack gonna troll you.
I can't lie, I might have made him.
I know I'll be on his neck though, because I'll be having his scream on the side monitor. I'll pick up a 3rd and 3 on the run. You just see his skull start to turn red, and I'm just like, yeah, I got him right where I want him. Yeah, I say something slick like, damn, you don't got no run D, and then it tilts him.
Dude, that made him a better player when I told him he runs on first down every time. Now he probably gets free touchdowns all over the place.
Our biggest play of our career against each other, I should have ran. We'll just leave it at that, man. I tried passing.
Was that your
should have stuck to what I knew?
Should have stuck to what I knew. Was that your biggest? If you could change one play in your career, was that the one play you would change?
Yeah, it's gotta be. But here's the thing. I don't think it was a bad read. I thought that. I mean, if you look back at how that game played, like those.
It was like a.
Sean Taylor just went fucking nuts.
For it to be picked was like a 5% chance. Now it probably wasn't going to be caught, and you would have kicked the field goal. It probably wasn't going to get caught because he wasn't like open, but you had a better chance of catching it than an interception throwing it. You know, but it was probably a 90% incompletion rate right there. But
yeah, that was tough. It was tough. I thought I was going to catch you run committed on it. I mean, I don't. We'd have to go back and watch play by play, but it was. I thought it was a right play.
If it was 3rd and 1, yeah, but it was 3rd and 3, and I said I could stop inside zone, and he's gonna kick, so I can stop inside zone for 2.
Yeah, exactly. Inside zone, man, and you had blown up that run throughout that tournament. I felt like.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Rapper Mount Rushmore. Drake, Jay-Z, Wayne, and Kanye. Those are my 4 unanimous for me.
That's pretty valid. I can't lie.
I think anyone my age kind of has those 4. They would probably you'll talk to some boomers that don't want to put Drake in there because they say he's not a rapper, but most people around me and Dubby's age, I feel like they're gonna have Wayne, Kanye, and Jay-Z. Those are 3 gonna be in there.
Tough.
You versus Joke and Bot Wars, bro. I hate. I don't want to. I love what he does with Bot Wars. He's fucking grown this thing amazingly. Stop putting my name in Bot Wars.
I never asked you. Have I ever asked you to be in Bot Wars?
No.
Never.
I'm reading the
Exactly.
chat.
No, I'm
They
just saying.
me.
There's
like,
a reason I
bro.
never
Stop putting my
asked.
fucking
Like, I
name in
mean,
Bot
that's
Wars.
like
Show
crazy.
some respect.
I mean, we getting kind of sweaty now. Hold on, we getting kind of sweaty. I don't know. I don't know if you beat any of the bots. I don't know if you beat any of the bots right now.
I'm saying like you it's kind of not bots no more. You got
that's what I'm
Bose
saying.
in
It's
there.
sweaty.
You got,
It's sweaty. It's sweaty.
Salty in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So shit. I don't know. I mean,
you might have to you gonna rebrand it.
I mean, listen. This
not
is what
so
we do.
bots.
No,
not so bots.
First
Wars.
of all, no.
10.
No, all we do is sit around and tell jokes. Really, all we do is just let people play and literally just joke about them the entire time. It's literally just we just bully them the whole time. That's what we do. Really.
Yeah, you're seeing fucking Ragusa's face painted up like this. It gets nasty for sure. It gets nasty. Biggest early Madden sweat.
That's an easy
What does that
question.
mean?
You're supposed to know that.
What's that mean?
Fucking Mark Dog.
Oh, you're saying like who's sweaty on Madden like early in the year?
The first week, and then
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
Now,
I think people that are sweaty are usually like people that are good at
basic.
I kind of actually I hate to toot my own horn, but I kind of feel like I'm naturally the way I play kind of makes me a little bit of a sweat early on because I'm gonna play smart and run the ball and shit. So anybody that kind of plays like that don't really hurt themselves. They're gonna be sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
You like your chat versus Dub's chat and Madden, right? Same Madden people. Like it's the same. Apex. I hate to claim him, but my boy over here running Apex. Y'all can't beat Justin.
He bring a
That's
whole
my
squad. He bring a whole squad with him though now. Like he don't just pick up with randoms and shit. You know, he bring a whole 3. Like, all right, I'm here, fucking up my
who's he running with
chat.
these days? Who's he been running with?
There's his boy Jay Slaying. He bring this other dude Carnage. And they've been
well, you started bringing pros against.
I didn't, but it just popped up. They just popped up.
He said this motherfucker Dubby has TSM in this bitch. Now I gotta sweat. I said, yeah, you better turn up.
I mean, we got Carl who's fake pro, and then we got Orioles who's a pro, like a pro, but then the randoms join, and the randoms are sweaty as fuck. So we need Justin. That's when Justin started bringing his whole team. I'm like, bro, you gotta bring a whole team, cause the pros will come here and just fuck all my friends up. My friends don't even play in the customs anymore. No regulars play. They don't even like, nah, we're good. It's only Justin and Carl, and then Sweats from the internet for the most part.
So, your chat versus Dub, Shen, COD.
I don't have.
Like, we have like, you know what we should do though? We could have like a Madden comp. Like maybe they had like to qualify for one of our chats. They have to be like sub for like 48 months, and then they qualify. They can't be a pro. We could do like a 5v5, like line up people that have been here. Like you just can't be pro. Can never You have to be subbed to one of us for a certain amount of time. We could lock that in.
I'd have to figure out.
We'll do some sort of competition. Yeah. Who's the sweatiest gamer in here, in your opinion? Like of the guys that be around.
That I've played. I don't play as much video games as you. And it's not like. It's not Madden, obviously.
Oh, King Jesse.
Dude, fuck no. We ran Jesse.
The King of
NHL,
Canada,
bro. I got put Wint up there. Shakobi. I don't know Shakobi, but Shakobi's a fucking nerd, dude. Like, dog,
he is.
Absolute nerd. I mean, Wint was the best Call of Duty player for the most part. And then me and Wint ran shit on damn NHL. We ran the whole chat on NHL. We didn't even know how to play, and me and Wint got on NHL. We ran the whole chat. So, I mean...
Yeah.
We got some people, but I don't play as much. It's sad when I gotta bring Wing Goat and shit as my main gamer. We're all
King
good
Ward.
timers.
King Ward. Ward ain't sweaty in Apex. That's your Apex hitter right there.
No, King Ward is a good timer, just like me, dude. Just get on, have a good time. That's all. We don't really win too much, but we have a good time.
There's some sweaties in throughout the community. You know this. Who Sweaty is? He's in here too. I didn't see him today, but. Vidosha, he's sweaty in all games.
This
too.
Motherfucker, I didn't know that shit until we did Fall Guys. Dog.
Oh, he's sweaty as hell in Fall Guys.
Bro, like this fucker ran the chat in Fall Guys. I was like, what the fuck, bro? He had like 25 wins in Fall Guys. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
He's tough. He's good at Madden too. I'm
yeah.
Madden. Yeah.
I think I played him. I played him in the ladders one time, and I was like, "Yo, I can't lose to no chatter, dude. I cannot lose to no Twitcher. You sit up when you play a Twitcher, like, dog. I cannot lose to a Twitcher, bro. I beat the fuck out of a Dosha on Madden, but it's different. But this is what I'm saying. People will catch you if you don't know who it is, though. Like if they have a creep tag and they just searching, and you like sitting back and chilling, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I beat you. Yeah, remember that?" I'm like, "Fuck." God damn.
Look at Vidosha. He said day 1, 2 games in, you beat him. See, he had to lab up.
I beat the fuck out of him, dude.
Yeah.
That's tough. Ooh, K-Mac or
Kane.
Kiv. Ooh, that's your boy Kiv. Oh, we didn't even talk about the game early shit. Let's talk about that real quick. Getting the game, all these pros getting the game early. Obviously, it's happened forever, right? Forever.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I never cared because if I had 2 weeks, I could catch up to pretty much anything, you know. But now I have 2 days,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit more strenuous at this point.
Yeah. I think people have been getting the game early for years, including myself. Like I've got it, not in the last few years, but like old Madden's like 05, 06, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when the company that's throwing the esports tournaments are the ones that are giving the game to you, it's just a little bit different. Like if these guys got the game from mom and pop shop, I don't think anyone would bat eye. Nobody cares. But the fact that EA is handpicking who gets the game early, straight from their hands, I don't see how that's fair at all. I don't even see how this is something that they should ever get away with. I think that they definitely should speak on it. And I think if someone made a big enough deal, I think they could probably get in trouble for it. I mean, they're throwing money at these events. There's 1.7 million. That's not a little bit amount of money. And this first event has a big impact on the last event. So to give certain individuals the game early, and we know if you have the game, your buddies have the game. We're not naive. If I have the game, I could be in Discord streaming to my whole Discord if I want to, right? I could. It's so easy. It's so easy to do. So if I have the game early, so many people have the game early. All these guys have a tournament coming up right when the game drops. I just think it's just nasty. And I compare it to another esport because I try to see like, okay, is it possible like this is fair in any way? Like, is this like, can I see why they think this is a good thing or why they are okay with this? And I compare it to like Call of Duty, for instance. If Activision gave Optic the game early, they gave it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Just the camera went out. That's all. You still here though?
Hold on 1 second. I don't know why my camera went out. I'm gonna disconnect and turn it back on.
All right. Yep. There you go. You back? You good?
If Activision gave Optic the game early, there's no way that another team would be able to compete 3 days after. They would know way too much, and it's the same about Madden. Madden's about knowledge. We talked about this. If you know in routes are good, you know you're gonna get short in the day one. You know that's just whatever the hell it could be. If you know this blitz is good out of 3-4, and nobody else knows, like that's a problem. That's a problem because it's just messing up the competitive integrity of the game, and it's a huge advantage, and it's really needs to be addressed by them. I feel like that the fact that they don't address it it's kind of a slap in the face to everyone that buys the game competing. We're putting a lot of money in the game. You're gonna put $1,000 or whatever you're gonna put in this coming week to a game because you want a chance to compete. And I know you're not the one to make excuses. I'm gonna play regardless. I'm not gonna say that this is why I lost, but if you run into fucking K-Mac and he beats you, are you not gonna feel salty?
Yeah.
K-Mac's out there bombing your shit, and you're in cover 2, cover 3. He has a bomb for every coverage. Are you not gonna be like, damn? If he didn't have the game, fucking a week ago, he may not have knew that. He may not have found that. You're gonna feel someone that loses is gonna feel salty naturally. So it's like, and I have no problems with it's not K-Mac's fault. I say it because he's the one that was brought to light. It's not his fault. If they gave me the game early, I'm gonna take the fucking game early. I'm gonna go practice and play. Shit, I need to win a fucking belt. I need the game early.
Yeah.
I need to get me a belt. But to say it's not a disadvantage to think that this company's okay with handpicking people, it's just not fair. It's not fair. It's not right. It sucks too because like if K-Mac wins the first event, you don't like that's gonna be. He's kind of like in a lose-lose right now. But yeah, he's gonna be like fuck you guys anyway. Like y'all can't do nothing about it. I'm gonna take the money. Yeah. But there's always gonna be some sort of people talking shit like shit. He wouldn't have won that. He wouldn't have won that shit if he didn't have the game early. It kind of sucks for him, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's kind of.
I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, am I too harsh on?
This is what I think. one, it's a great thing that those guys get the game. I really do. I think anybody that's like K-Mac that's put that much effort into streaming, and we know that streaming is fucking stupid to try to win tournaments. It is. And he's put it out there. He's put out YouTube. He's been working hard. He deserves to get the game. He deserves acknowledgement from EA. EA deserves to grow the community by giving the game early. I just think they should be presented with an option of, do you want to record some videos before Madden comes out, or do you want to play in the tournament that happens 2 days after the game comes out? They should have that choice. And if they choose the videos and they want to get this boost on YouTube, then you're out for the first tournament only, because I can catch up in a month, no problem.
Exactly.
You know,
you can catch up exactly.
The 2 days is a bit much, and I think anybody that, you know, and if you're competitive, you'll say no, I don't need the videos. And if you're Eric Wayweather or you're ScoMo or somebody, all right, yeah, give me the videos, right? I'm not going to play in the tournament. It's an easy decision to make, and it's an easy solution to the problem. That, you know, I mean, it's pretty straightforward for me, you know, and. You know, it's always going to get out that people have the game. We've known this forever. You know, they're never going to be able to hide, especially when you appear online with the shit. You know, what the fuck are we doing out there? You know, at the end of the day, like, what are we doing? You know, and honestly, I don't really want to bitch about it too much, because I want to get the game one day, right? Like next year, I want to make fucking YouTube videos the week before the game comes out. I would love to do that. So I don't want to like I walk this tightrope of how much do I bitch about it, because I was really like, I should say something about it, because. One thing we lost.
So though, dude. Even so, like, you as an adult, you know that shit is, like, you, like, if they were to approach you, like, I would still, swear to God, I would still be like, this is okay, like, competitively. Like, I don't feel like this is far fetched to think as a man. Like, this is. You know right from wrong. You know when you have an advantage and when you have a disadvantage. Like, you know this. You have more time on this side than we do on the other side of the release date before the tournament. Like, he's probably had the game. You know, he's gonna have it like what 7-8 days before the release. Oh, yeah. There's 3 days after. Like, you know. So, I mean, it's ultimately it's not his fault, but it's EA. Them not saying nothing is just crazy. Yeah, well, they continue to slap us in the face, though. Right?
We would take the game. You know, we might feel bad. I wouldn't feel bad. Yeah. I'd be playing this shit right now. I'd be like, boys, no podcast this week. I'll see y'all after launch. You know, we would do that. You know, because people cheat. That's what the fuck they do. They've been cheating in Madden. They've been cheating in everything forever. It's like that time y'all was cheating for Kiv against Volt, and then Beast Mode tried to cheat, and then you choked him. Remember that?
Yeah. So like, no. So I wouldn't consider it cheating. Like.
They're not cheating.
It was more. We're in the stands, right? Like so. Yeah. Like so. Here's the situation. Like I'll speak on it because you brought it up. They're on the stage. If I'm off to the side, right, and we're saying like, you know, I don't even remember what I was even saying. Like I was saying something, like watch whatever. I'm in the stands saying this. I'm not in person, so like I was okay. I'm saying whatever I'm saying. I don't even really remember what it was, but the very next play. Beast Mode comes out to his seat underneath the buckle on the stage, hitting the stage, getting Volterex to tell you. I remember him waving like, call timeout. And I just couldn't believe my eyes that someone could literally go to the stage. Like, I'm off to the side saying shit. Like, well, I'm in the background. Motherfucker came up to the stage, hitting it, and I was like, I just couldn't believe that shit. So.
And then Prime got he got a good 10-yard split. I never seen him move so fast, bro. So that's why, you know, I tell you, if it's a football team, he'd a fullback or something. And then, you know, he choked Beast Mode, and then, you know, then Beast Mode, that was the end of that. But what happened was, it was a point differential thing, if you remember back when.
Is that what it?
Yes.
Okay.
And they wasn't in the crowd. Y'all wasn't in the crowd. It was like the stage on the side, and it was like y'all was on like the side of his peripheral. Like right next to him.
I was watching. That's where I was watching.
Yeah, I was watching the whole game right there. Y'all was right over his shoulder, and y'all was
I didn't go out my way. I didn't go out my way to get in this.
And Kid was like, how much I got to win by, right? Like y'all was doing the math.
That's what it was. You're right.
And then so y'all were playing to the score, and it was like Volt didn't know what to do, right? So everybody's and everybody sees this shit in the build, like, all right, damn, he got a whole team helping him. So like as a human, you kind of like, damn, Volt, you up there by yourself, like. And that's when Beast
You're
Mode
right.
was
That's
like,
what
"Yo,
it
I gotta
was.
help him. I guess somebody gotta help him because he got the
Yeah.
shorter end of the stick." And then you was like, "No, I can't have that." And then, but he did OD. He came up and started tapping the stage like, "Yo,
He
3
started
points,
slapping the stage.
3 points." Like it was a little OD.
You remember this shit more than I do. That's
Oh
funny as
yeah,
hell.
oh, shit.
Yeah, that is.
I
Now
was
that
just
you
sitting there
said that,
like,
that is exactly what it was.
because
It
when
was
you
point.
because when you don't
Because
have
I'm
no
thinking like,
horses, like,
what can I possibly tell Kiv to coach him?
oh yeah,
When you brought it back up, I was like, you're
it
right.
was just points. It was
That's the
just
only thing I
points.
could fucking think
Yeah,
of. Yeah,
it was
you're
just
right.
y'all
You're
just
right.
doing
It was
math.
points.
And when you don't got no horse in the race, you just watching like, oh shit, okay. And at that time, I wanted y'all to lose. The fuck, like, yeah, I want you and Kiv to lose because we was like rivals, the squads and shit. You know, like, so like, I wasn't gonna tell Vold I was gonna be the fucking one, but Beast Mode was like, all right, fuck shit. He ran up there and just yelled at him and shit, man. Now, on the top of that, do you think the crews are like dead now? Like you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody's too friendly and cooperative nowadays.
Man, I didn't. So like, I'm trying to figure out who's in each crew. Like I asked a couple people like, who you play with these days? Who's in what crew? I'm hearing like this name is with this name now. These guys ain't together. Do you know of the crews? Like I really don't. Like I've heard a couple of people that are playing with each other, but I don't even know like who's with who exactly anymore. And I do kind of feel like that was a big factor, but I think like back in the day, it was like the crews were a little bit smaller too. Like so you had like 5-man, 6-man crews, and there was like your occasional. There's like 10 to 12, but now I feel like every crew is like 10 plus deep at least.
We had a crew
like,
for last year. We had a little Discord. Voles and them set it up. And at first it was like 4 of us. I'm in there like the fucking uncle and shit. Like I don't even play nobody, just go in there and talk shit. But then before you know it, it winds up being 15 people. Then it's like 20 people, and it's like, all right, enough is enough. But honestly, for me personally, like I said, Kiv and you and True Boy and all them was like who like we rivaled against, and I do think that Jacksonville for me in particular has removed any type of like, I don't want to say hate, but like rivalry and animosity, or so much like I've become so much closer with everybody, especially like Kiv and stuff like through that. So I think it's kind of removed that like ultra competitiveness, or like not hatred's not the word, but you know what I'm saying. Like you want them to lose essentially, or you want everything to go bad for them for the most part. And for me, I think Jacksonville definitely has changed my attitude and outlook on that for the most part.
Yeah, I think that took its toll on people in a bunch of different ways, and I hate to even bring it up because that's obviously tough for all of us in this community. But well, as far as like crews go, I do think like even with that, like it could be better in our community, and even promoting something like that, like doing like a crew tournament. Like it's up to us though, man. I look at us as like the competitive like leaders in this field, and we can kind of push stuff like that, going forward. Whether we're with Players Lounge or with whoever, like getting stuff like that going, right?
Yeah, the other thing is, dude, we don't play in person with a crowd anymore. Part of the crew was the crowd too, right? Like we just talked about, like y'all was helping Kiv, and it was another crowd. I talked about one night in reality coming down to watch you play Joke. It's like that atmosphere of the crowd kind of made crews, right? Like that's kind of what it was, And so without a live event and people to root for, and you to be able to go to a live event, it's like, dude, it's like there's nobody to root for anymore. There's no more rooting from the crowd. I mean, people think like, like Madden players really just talk crazy shit. Like maybe some, but most people just be locked in for the most part. It'd be the crowd that be the ones. That's
more like
active.
your friends talking this shit too, though. Like that's really where you get the entertainment. Is like the crowd, your friends versus their friends talking shit. Like it's similar to sports, man. You go to a Dodger game and a Dodger Angel game or Eagles, Giants, whatever it is, like the crowd, they don't got to be fighting. It's just competitive shit talk. Like Hurts just fucking dotted y'all easy, 20-yard fucking pad, whatever. Like it just comes with, and I said this on Twitter, and people take it to where like, it always has the end outcome always is gonna end up bad. Like I don't know, like what world do y'all grow up in that the end outcome to some shit talk competitively, like. Did y'all play sports at all? Like anything? Like sports was all like even as damn near youth, maybe not like super youth, but like when you get to your teenage, you're like you fist pumping and shit when you strike somebody out, and like that's just a thing. Like basketball, you always chatting. Like you go to the park and growing up playing at the park playing basketball, like you always chatting. Like nobody's out there like, yeah, good shot, buddy. Like, way to do it. Hit that again, man. Yeah, dunk on us, man. Like, bro, you have to have that competitive edge, and I feel like, that's a part of our esport that we're missing is like that in person.
It's just
and bringing that crowd, man.
We just need a real crowd, and being, that's what you need. Like if my friends were playing, I'd go out there, and just be able to join and be in the crowd. And the crowd is almost part of Madden. It really is. It really always has been for the most part. Some of the best scenes of just with crowds behind you or crowds even in the stands. That's
you can go back to Madden 17. All them events. The Madden when we were in where were we at? Orlando.
We started in Orlando
before we went to Houston.
Orlando. Yep.
Yeah, Orlando. Like the random crowd that we had there was cool. It wasn't come here, paid act. It was just people that wanted to watch Madden. They was there. I had our friends there. Competitors were there. We got to Houston during the Super Bowl. Like a bunch of people were there watching us play. Like crowds will always bring the best vibes to the game. And even as a player, when you score and do something good, and you hear the crowd, like it's just a cool feeling. It's a feeling that you can't replicate, and unless you go out there and you get to experience that yourself.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely the crowd. So we got to get some type of. I think they're getting there. We'll see. Have you been to their studio out there in San Francisco?
I went. Yeah, if it's the same one that they built like a few years ago, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, if I've been there, it's nice. I mean, they put a lot of money into it, so I'm assuming like they want this to be a thing.
Yeah,
like,
that's where it's going to be at for 100%.
People thinking like it's this some overhead. Like they invested a crazy amount of money in this studio. Like it was specifically for us for competitive Madden, so they want to bring that to our community. But bringing like the crowd into it would be nice as well.
Yeah, well, that spot's not having a crowd.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Exactly. There was no crowd on that. So.
Yeah.
GG's to that. Now, what I want to do is I want to rank some Maddens with you, like, and where we can place these Madden. Now, this starts at it's a little tier maker of the Maddens, and we can help use the chat as well to help with it. But I kind of want to see where you're at with the Maddens. This only starts in 08, I believe, which we just talked about. It was my favorite Madden when I started, and that's when you popped off. But this is every Madden since 08, I believe. Yeah, we do have Madden.
Talking like strictly like competitively or like how the gameplay, like what?
I mean, I guess we gotta go gameplay. Just like gameplay, how much
fun it was at the time, probably. Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to think.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put 08 as my favorite without a doubt. I would put that, top tier for the most part. What you think?
Yeah, let's do it. I think. So is that where we're starting? 08?
We can just start down. It was Madden 10. It was Madden 10. I don't even remember. Oh, you won on
10 is S tier.
10 is S tier. It's S.
Yeah,
we're going S.
10 was nasty. That was a good Madden, man. 11 slant outs were really popular this year. God. Jets were strong early on. They had some big bodies. They had a crazy defense. I would say Madden 11 was like B or C tier. I would say B tier for me. Okay. Do you remember that Madden at all?
I get hazy between all of them. One of them had a right stick rocket catch where you could just like hit the right stick and you would.
That was 10.
That was 10. Yeah, that was a pretty sweet Madden.
And then 09 as well had something similar to that.
09 was the worst. No, 09 you had to actually like rocket catch, but then it had curls, so it ruined the whole point of it. You just stood there. Yeah. 09 is like F for me. I don't know.
09's the worst. Yeah, 09 that's a good one to put down there.
12?
I have 11 and 12 close to each other. I thought 12 was a A-Rod year.
Yeah, that was the strip.
Crazy pass lead.
Crazy strip button. The Packers. Crazy strip button. The strip was terrible. My man, 15. I don't. Shit.
15 was cool. That was my first year streaming full time. There was no competitive that year, but it was a solid man. I would put it in front of 12 and 11. So I'd probably put 15. Yeah, I'd probably put 15 in A.
Man, 18. Man, 18 is pretty close.
18. I wasn't a huge fan of it. This was the year with the truck shit, right?
91 Jones trucking, the left stick juke, that one time where you could just juke person every single time. The 91 zone was nasty.
I wasn't really a huge fan of this game. I'd probably put it in the B tier with those other two. Where would you have it? What do you think?
I mean, I was good at that game, so but I was good at 12.
I mean, I made the finals in that.
Yeah, for sure.
That,
But
the
problem with 18, the only way you could pass was in bunch, and then one playbook was the only way you could pass. It was the only post route that worked against the Blues. The only way, it was kind of a really
I don't have no fucking
Madden.
memory of what I ran that year. What the fuck did I do?
You just ran fucking stretch, dude. Dudes called stretch and trucked. And I remember,
no, there's no way.
Dude, I remember we played in Minneapolis, and it was like the first game of Ultimate League, and I put all these secure tacklers on. I'm like, he's just gonna truck with fucking. You had Leonard Fournette, and I remember my secure tackler getting fucking trucked, and I see your dumb ass, like, yeah, you fuck out of here, and he's just trucking me and shit. Now I got secure tacklers, and I can't do shit about it, and it's like, damn. So that was a tough feeling. Losing to, getting trucked and stuff. So you just, and then you playmakered and shit,
Okay. That sounds like me.
Yeah. So playmaker, run when it's time to pass, corner route streak, drag for playmaker. That was about it, So
there you go.
that was it, but it was pretty good. 19. No, I didn't really play 19 like that.
All right, so like this stretch right here, like it all gets pretty bad right here. Like 19, I'm probably gonna put like C.
Oh yeah.
Like these next Maddens for me, I don't think I think they've just got drastically worse. Like 20's the running year. Oh my god, that's a bad Madden.
No, 20 was
like
good.
I would put. You like 20?
20 had the movement. 20 is when I became like a career streamer. Like it just popped off between COVID and exciting to watch. Rolling out, throwing corner routes, chucking the ball 80 yards down the field with Vic.
20 was fucking
20 was
bad.
nasty
I lost
because I lost to fucking Banks. I lost to every single person.
You lose to Dan Rue, it's a bad fucking man.
Yeah,
for me,
I agree.
That shit in the slums.
No, you down here with I mean, it's a lot of people now. A lot of people miss it because it was like, it was fun to play, right? It was like crackhead Madden. It really was. Running around, you had the damn Eric Dickerson that was just going nuts on everybody. You had Pat Tillman blasting people. Ryan Hollins was fucking good. Oh yeah, it was like competitively it was shit. It really was, but it was fun. And look, if Ryan Hollins and Dan Rue are fucking playing the game, it's fun, right? Like, they're sweating on the game. It's a fun game. And ultimately, as I get older, having a fun game is most important for the most part. But, yeah, it was definitely pretty shit. I mean, dude, at the end of the day, the Joke won the biggest tournament without a fucking quarterback. So that's like, dude, like, what are we doing here? It's football. It's not 1938.
Bro, Dan Rue pulled up with a 50 out of 50 Chiefs theme team. Couple weeks into the game, he's like, you want to play for money? I'm thinking, like, this shit got to be sweet. I get out there. This motherfucker's running toss left, toss right. My whole team is falling. I'm just like, what am I playing? Yep. And then from there, it just ended. He was before the meta. He was actually
the meta?
running crazy before.
Yes,
before the meta. He knew this shit was a run crazy. He did not pass the ball at all. Mm-hmm. There's very few people that play like that, and it was him. There's this dude that plays every year that runs every year. I Twins. If someone said his name, you run into this person on Xbox. He tries to play comp and shit. You know who I'm talking about?
Banks IQ. I have no idea.
Not Banks IQ, bro. This dude runs the ball every year out of iTwins. I would have to see if someone knew in the chat. Yes, Keithy, exactly.
Free fucking Keithy. Oh my god.
He runs the ball all year at iTwin, bro. Those dudes, yes. That's
what
him.
a shitter.
That motherfucker there.
My god. But Madden 20, he was fucking hell in a cell, dude.
Yeah, I'm good on him.
3-4, just blitzing everybody. They're screaming at you. Oh my god, yeah. And just run. And then the worst part about the run that year was like hit stick. Oh, that's the one play. And then these dickheads run the same run that just got hit stick twice in a row. And then you don't know there was a glitch in the game.
Bro, Keithy, this motherfucker has the best. He has the best run commit awareness of all time. I've been trying to run commit. Yet he has a streak down the left side and the right side. I'm like, yeah, this dude got it.
He knows.
Yeah, he got it.
And
yeah,
then,
he knows some shit.
Yeah. So dude, Madden 20, everybody was good, and I think if everybody's good, then it's in this atmosphere of Madden, it's a good game, but it definitely was not a competitive game at all. What do you think about 21? Because everybody hated 21. I thought it was the best Madden since Madden 17. And I still 21.
I have it in front of 19.
Oh, so
I have it in front of 19.
21. I thought people.
Where are you putting it?
I would put it.
What was the best in this year? What was the meta in 21?
Was one step ahead. Memory. One step ahead. Man coverage, and they had bench press for like 2 weeks. It was a big man coverage. Man. I love man coverage.
I hate man coverage. So for me, it's probably lower because I can't stand man coverage being good like the way it
Why?
is sometimes. Like in
I
these.
don't understand it because I'm pro man. I don't. People seem like man is bad for Madden. Like, what don't you like about it?
It's bad when there's points in the year where there's like no ability to beat you over the top. I think it's bad. Like they're like those cover zeros where you could just press and get away with it every down. I think that's terrible. I think
Yeah, but see,
there has to be some sort of counter to that.
Madden 21, it was free. It was touchdown if you pressed that. From when I played, it was the easiest thing to beat. It was just a absolute blueprint to beat man covers that I had, and it was just easy to do. It wasn't easy, but one of the biggest things in my mind, and it's hard to realize, and Skimbo's helped me with this a lot of times. Like, there's nothing wrong with running the same damn play over and over and over if they're in the same defense, right? Like, if you got the same man coverage, run your same man beater play over and over and over and over and over. And what made it easy was once they put playmaker in the game, playmaker would beat man coverage. So you just want to drag him back, and that's like a giant whip route. And I've always been really comfortable playing against man because I thought it was like predictable, more predictable than zone. Because zone you could hard flat, or you could like have you had to make a bigger read against.
It's so much easier to read. Like once you snap and see man, it's like
oh,
everywhere's probably man.
Yeah.
You know everywhere's probably man
Yeah.
most of the time.
I thought it was so much easier to play offense against man coverage because this is how I feel it, right? If you're blitzing, I have an opportunity for a big play, right? If I can't beat you over the top, I can throw something underneath, maybe make one person miss, and there's nobody there, right? There's no deep blue zone to stop me. So, and if you're not blitzing, I'm going to have time because you're going to have to have deep blues. You're not going to rush that many people, and and I'm going to break something up underneath. It's just I've always, me personally, I've loved playing against man coverage. I think playing offense against a zone player is more unpredictable, if that makes sense.
No,
now,
and I think that's why it makes for a better Madden. I think man metas are just so lazy, and it makes people good for no reason. Like it makes their floor way higher than it should be as a defensive player when they can sit in man coverage and press, and not really have to adjust and send a blitz at you and lurk the middle with 6'3" safety or whatever. I think it makes for a lazy defensive Madden, in my opinion, and it's really no chess match to it when man is really good in the game.
No, I'm saying, and then if zone is really good, like Madden 18, I feel like the exact opposite, but for zone, the same way against zone. Like, dude, if people would cover two and put a deep blue in the middle, and Madden 18 were hell. It was just hard to guard play against. It really was. It was 100% hard to play against. Zone being good is zone can never really be that good because I always feel like if you go street corner route flat,
yeah. But any of these Maddens you see on your screen, like which Maddens where zone was good?
18 was ridiculously OP zone.
Okay, I'm saying that's one Madden you're naming. Like,
Yeah, but
give me another Madden where zone is good.
But I mean, zone is just in its defense, or in general, zone can be beat fairly easily. It's kind of like, I don't know. I've always been an offensive player, so zone, I'm putting a streak, a corner route, and a flat route, and I'm picking one of the three. It's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Like that's how I view it. It's pretty easy to break it down. Somebody's going to have to guard somebody, and there's three people to one side of the field, just flood a zone. That's kind of how I attack zone. And then man, I just attack different crossing routes going the opposite way, whether it be slants or anything. So I kind of know how to attack both, but for me, I always feel more comfortable playing against man. I think man is a better Madden for me personally. So that's just how I feel. I enjoy it. And I enjoy that people suck against passing against man. I think people are fucking stupid. I think they put routes that run into each other. They put routes all over the field that are going to eventually, this slant's going to get open, but you put your running back on a wheel, so now there's a defender right there as well. I think people absolutely suck at putting route combinations against man coverage on the field. And I am very fucking good at it, and I think it's just, so for me, please give me man, because one, I can play man and people suck and it's easy, right? Like you said, it's lazy because people suck, right? It's easier to play defense. And for me, people think they can be lazy, and it's easier for me to play offense. I think at the end of the day, I really don't care one way or the other. I just hate that people think it's lazy to play defense on man, because like it's a fucking nightmare trying to play spinner against somebody with a clue. It's a nightmare. It's hard as shit. People are moving all over the place. People are switching. People, you can't guard anybody. You're just
that's what I'm talking about. I think that makes for a terrible Madden when spinner's good and you could press up on both sides. Yeah, or even if you don't have to press, and man is still like covering a majority of the routes, and you're getting the pressure with man coverage on your hip you don't know if a route's going to consistently beat this man player, because that's another issue, is like consistency with like the route.
Oh yeah, this year was brutal.
There's not really like one play your whip route in the slot will fucking murder man coverage, and then the next play he'll get bumped weirdly and off his route, and he won't even get into his break. So it's like, if there was consistency, I would say, yeah, okay, that's fine if you can consistently beat these coverages.
Yeah.
But like the reason like man coverage is, in my opinion, has been too strong is like, you just look at the metas. Like when Spinner is the best defense, I just think that's just bad.
Honestly, Spinner's good because they can't figure out how to block 5 people rushing when the slots are blitzing. Really, if Spinner didn't get pressure, just if they could actually block that with if the guard and tackle could block a slot corner coming off the edge, then it would be shit. But they just can't block it, so you're under pressure instantly. The pressure is what made everything all year. I don't even think any of the coverages are really that good, but between the loop, the contained loop, 3-3-5 wide, between 6-1 and dollar, whatever blitz you want, that's what makes the defenses. Like the cover. I don't think any of the coverage is really good. The reason why I like 21 is because it was super consistent. Like I knew what route would beat what route every single time. It would beat man coverage, one step ahead or not. It would win every single time. 23, I could run the same play over and over and get a different result every time. Now, what do we think about Derrick Henry, Escape Artist Madden?
What
last year, 22.
Yeah, see, like 22, I kind of didn't really even play comp because I couldn't compete. So it was like, I was really just not 19. Even really. No, I really just wasn't locked in like that. So it's like, I didn't keep up with the metas besides just playing online. Like, I couldn't even tell you what was good that year as far as like coverages or anything like that. I do remember Derrick Henry obviously being a fucking problem, but yeah, from a competitive standpoint, I couldn't really speak on this man. I didn't really play.
I mean, yeah, I gotta put it. I mean, Escape Artist was cool. Everybody, it's kind of like 20 where Free Keithy and them were tough because of the quarterback. There's this dude at the end of the year, Chris Football. Bro, this motherfucker was the best Escape Artist player of all time. Chris Football. He was unstoppable with Escape Artist, and so Escape Artist made some people super fucking cracked because of Escape Artist. So it's kind of on the line of Madden 20 with the run and damn blitzing and shit like that. And then where do we have like this year? 23. I see. This is I'd put it below.
I didn't like this year's Madden, man. I'd put it towards the bottom. Yeah, I think for me, I didn't really care for this year's Madden at all, which is partly why I didn't play it as much personally. So
20 is better than this shit, bro. I don't know. Free Keith 20. I don't know. Well,
do you like this year? I mean, you played it a lot.
Like this year, it's a pocket passing game. 100%. You can't scramble with fucking anybody anywhere. You can't go up the middle. You can't run around. It's 100% a pocket passing game. The run kind of sucks. It is a pocket passing Madden. So like, for me, I kind of like it. I think the inconsistency in every man beating route is absolutely infuriating. The way your routes will be the cleanest routes in the world one play, and the next play they bump and fall on the ground is absolutely infuriating. But
because of Spinner coming at you too, right? It's like,
yeah, well, you're about to throw a corner route.
That was the defense. That was the defense all year, right?
Yeah, and honestly, another thing that I hate, and I sound like a bot, but running the ball against Dollar was the hardest it's ever been. This is the easiest it's been to stop the run out of Dollar. You can pinch your line and you can stop goal line out of Dollar, and it was never like that. Like Dollar, you had to know what shoots for what run. Yeah. You had to have some type of knowledge or skill, and you had to make a play with your user. Now you can't run it all on freaking Dollar. Dollar stops absolutely everything, and I hate
without
to be
even
that guy,
inside
like,
stuff. You just no. I remember running Dollar, crash, and pinch, and like the ends would like come to the
shoot
A
right
gap.
Yeah, it was like old school shit. It was like it was actually like stupid easy to stop the run. So just the inconsistencies in passing make it annoying. But I didn't hate this game at all. I really didn't. And I look at it and I feel like I don't know how we're going to get too much better than this. I really don't. I just like this is kind of what we're working with going forward. Because I guess what was the first one? Madden that switched to Xbox, was it 21? 21 was the first next gen game that switched halfway through. So we got 21, we got 22, 23. I mean, we're game number 4 on next gen, so it's time. This is what they got, I don't think it's going to change too much for the most part, so I think this is what we're, And I played the beta one day. I really grinded it. I will tell you what, I searched for games on the beta, and I will tell you they gave the biggest bazookas in the world the beta. Holy shit! I've never played worse people than playing the beta. Those dudes were absolutely clueless, and they probably went right to the forums and they put out their input, on the game for the most part. So, but I think it's really similar. I think the game is really similar to last year, and almost from a first impression, I think it's the movement's worse.
That's just not good to hear.
Yeah,
I didn't play the beta.
The movement is worse. The movement is flat out worse. The one thing I was good at, and I've been good at my whole life because of Madden 08 that we'll talk about next, is that user catching. Like, I didn't care about knockouts because if my dude was a little bit open, I was coming back to get the football. Like, I always came back and got the football. I remember playing Skimbo the first tournament. We'd play a lot, and he could just not, come back and catch the football. He couldn't stop the corner route because I would just come back and catch the ball in front of him. And it's how I've always been. Catching the ball, coming back, getting away from the knockout is one of the biggest skill gaps that are in this game, at least, is just user catching the ball. That it's so hard to do it on the beta. You couldn't even click on, where you're throwing is what you're getting. That's pretty much it on the beta. So the movement is just, and then the only move in the whole game all year, they had one move, which was a double juke. Nope, not in Madden 24. So I don't know what moves we're making out there, but it's definitely.
Did you get to try spin cycle and evasive? And
I think we just played regs, just rapid fire.
Okay.
So.
I'm hoping that's the answer to some of this, because I don't know, that's always kind of been something that I've always liked to do, is try to make somebody miss.
Yeah, it's what's fun.
Obviously, when you run the ball, you need some of those moves to get to that next level, and to have nothing would be pretty fucking bad. So hopefully it's not that bad once we get some better players or better abilities.
Mm-hmm. All right, Madden 08 is S tier, right? 08.
I probably have it under 10. I probably have it. Yeah, I mean, I liked it because I was fucking good at it, but I'd probably put it in A tier. I thought that game was the most arcadey game that we have on this whole thing.
Oh,
probably
1,000,000%. It was ridiculously arcadey. 1,000,000%.
It was a fun ass game. To be fair, as as arcadey as it is, there was counters to when I think back to some of those metas, or the meta back then, there was you could counter a lot of the shit that was in the game. So, I don't know. I kind of played off meta that year in a sense because I used the Chargers. Everyone was using the Pats, but yeah, I'd probably put it A just because of how fucking insane that game was with the spec catching and rocket catching. Those Nanos. That game was insane.
Yeah, so that was fun. And I remember I went to Players Bowl. Did you win Players Bowl?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
There was 2 Players Bowls that year though. So
it was
it
was late. It had to be late.
I lost the late one. The late one I lost.
The one where they turned Cyrus game off when everybody had to go for a fire drill, and somebody turned the game off. Yeah, I think Neff did win because I remember that. But I breezed through the beginning. I don't know if it was group stage. I don't know if they had. I don't even remember what the hell they did. But
They did round robins. And
I beat the fuck out of everybody in my round robin. I was sweat. I was, because it was all right, I'm watching people now. I'm learning. I got ebooks. I'm on the forums. I'm a sweat now. I'm beating the shit out of people. And I remember I had to play Chuck Hollywood, bro. And I learned a lesson. Oh, my God.
He was so ass.
I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson.
You lost to him?
No. You know why? Because I had to play you next. You was next on the bracket. And I learned a lesson not to look too far ahead. But, bro, he just ran fullback die. And then,
Really? Fullback? Damn.
And then I did I tried to pass on the 1 yard line, and it was a pick six or some shit. It was bad. It was just full house, fullback dive, toss, fullback dive, fullback toss.
Oh yeah, they were doing that shit at the end. You're right. They were running with the Cowboys, I think, late in the year.
No, he had
the him and Truth in them. Oh, he did. Okay.
He had the Chargers. Fullback dive.
I remember Truth was on the Cowboys.
But anyway, I overlooked them, and then I had the ball back and tried to do a rocket catch, and I threw it to Kelly Wash because I was afraid of Cromartie a little bit. You know how Cromartie was. You didn't really want to throw near him.
No, Cromartie I don't know if you remember, but they added the spec catch midway through the year. He didn't have it early in the year, but
he did that one-handed pick on Peyton Manning, in the blue jerseys, and they were all right, they gave him a spec catch. So you were
exactly. Yeah, he could spec catch the receivers could. They got the same animation.
Mm-hmm.
So they patched that in later in the year.
I went and threw the ball to Kelly Washington, was on the the Patriots. He was
Pats.
yeah, he was their third receiver behind Stallworth, and the ball bounced. It was like just bounced off his hands, boop, and it was a pick, and I lost. And it's hard to live that down. You know, the Chuck Hollywood loss is tough, but I learned a lesson. I really learned a lesson. You know, and everybody that knows him knows how ass he was, and I gotta tell him, man. So you set yourself a lesson in that. But I mean, I feel like you always gotta learn a lesson in Madden. You know, and that's the one that you just can't really look ahead for the most part. Now, what about Madden 13? This is
13.
You won this one too, huh?
Yeah, I won that one. It was so that game. What was that? Like the pass leads were pretty good in that game too. Blitzes were good still. I'd probably put it in the B tier somewhere. I'd probably put it at the top of B tier. I had to say, it was a cool game. Again, a lot of blitzing, a lot of fucking. It was fast. It was a fast game. Like passes were so easy in that game. Like I ran 5 wide that year, just to tell you how wild that game was. That game was pretty high powered offensive game. So if you were good on defense, like you can excel, and I think that's what kind of just put me over the edge in that game. And I had that 2-point conversion play.
Oh,
one of my boys found.
Stamped throw, freaking cheese ball.
Yeah. One of my boys found that shit. So like 2 weeks before the tournament, you come out and single back, and you literally so like people couldn't really copy it the day of because I didn't tell nobody, and then like the pass lead was down, which is so wild because it was a high ball. But you put your slots on a fade, you pass lead down, and like he would throw it high for some reason. And like the defense would just dumb out. It was like automatic 2-point. So
tough.
That single-handedly won me that tournament, actually.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
All right, man.
What we got next?
17.
I love 17, bro. I love 17.
It's gotta be A or S. What 17?
Yeah, I think I would put it at S. I love 17.
Oh yeah.
That's the best game in
MCS era.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there's really an argument to say. Well, like, what does the chat think? Y'all got anything over 17?
They love 17, bro. Chat loves 17. They would hate it. They would hate it if it was the Madden they had to play now, but you know they love it. You could beat the shit out of people in 17 though. That's one thing that Madden really don't have. Like it's hard to just beat the shit out of people. You know, like it's just it's hard to like bomb people and just like get big play touchdowns, and like it's like if someone wants to play cover 3 and just like let you dunk, that's what you got to do. You know, it's hard to really just beat the shit out of Madden 17. You could swerve people, beat the shit out of them, and just they were cooked.
The swerve shit was wild.
Yeah, for sure. You know, so yeah, 17 was. I mean, hey, it took real skill to be good at that. You know, that's all I know. Oh, Madden 25.
I thought it was shit. Thought it was a pretty bad Madden. So like, people have different experiences with this game though, because some played on like the newer system then, and some played on the older system.
That's like 07, really.
Yeah, but from what I remember, where comp was, or like the underground tournaments and shit, like there was like a stiff arm glitch that year that was terrible. Did you play it at all?
I definitely played it. I just I don't really like.
You literally just spam A, and like people were using the Seahawks and just like running through people because of the stiff arm glitch. It just made for bad competitive, man. And so I do know people that like this game, but I just remember from like the underground tournaments that they tried to do, like, I didn't have a good time. So I'd probably put it to shit, man. But I do hear people talk about that Madden that they liked it.
And then we got Stiff Meister Madden.
It's shit Madden. C, D, somewhere in there.
Madden 16 was cracked, dude. It was Madden 16 was alright.
You liked it?
I ran quarters 3 deep. So like people couldn't really just ag me because like I had like people back there. Like, I feel like this is how I felt about the aggressive catch, right? If it was 1-on-1, it was just RNG, right? Like, throw that bitch up, right? It was just like, please catch it. That's how it was. But if you had two people, bro, they were not catching that shit. They really weren't. And if they did, you got, like, cheated. That's how
Please
I felt.
pull up.
I mean, you got a little cheated. You got
pull
a
up
little
our game,
cheated.
but he caught one so fucking ridiculous. I just remember it was in the middle of the field. It was so ridiculous.
Wasn't even I know. It was Gronk. He went crazy on you.
It was so dumb. I was like, that ain't why he won though. Like I say that to this day. Like he didn't win. Just he was fucking good on defense too.
No, he was good. He was actually on fire, and he caught.
Him and Lights both knew a lot of shit.
Like, he was on fire. Like you know what I mean. You get on a run and you're playing really good ball. You're not making mistakes, and he played like he just ran the ball and like he threw some dots and that Steven Jackson carried him for the most part. He was
he popped some good people. I forget who he popped that tournament. Yeah, I mean he might have popped. I think it was Spot Me or. Did I play Spot? I don't remember, but he played someone really good early on, and he probably was like, "Damn, this motherfucker might be all right." And
they were definitely
to win.
They were dialed. They were locked.
Does he play still? I haven't seen. I haven't even seen him like on the leaderboard.
Bro, he played Bot Wars like I want to say.
Wait, when?
He played Bot Wars.
I didn't see him this year.
Yo, he played. I don't think. I might have not been this year, chat. I don't know. But he played.
Wait, was he on the actual or like on the qualifier?
No, he was on the qualifier, and then we brought him back.
Yeah, I didn't watch the qualifier.
No, but we brought him back, though. He played Lambo. What's his fucking lisping ass Lambo?
See that.
Bro, Stiff was back. It might have been like 2 years ago, though, now I think about it. It was like Bowers 5. And then he called out Gucci, and he was like, yo, I'm going to pop you. You've been saying bad shit about me. And I swear I hit him up for playing the first Bowers last year, and I don't think he answered me. And I don't know what happened, so... that's kind of what, but he definitely was back for a little bit, so I don't know, so
Did you already announce who's on Bot Wars?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go.
Let's get it. Are you actually going to tell us?
I'll tell you. Oh yeah, I pretty much tell them all the time for the most part.
Oh, you already told them.
I don't know what order we playing at. I don't know what order,
Let me hear what you got.
See.
Let me hear what you got.
Obviously, we're going to have Mexi Brown versus Swolismo the Canadian. So we're going to have crazy Canada versus Mexico. It was a crazy vibe last time, Canada versus Mexico. They really go hard for it. And honestly, there's a lot of Canadians out here in the Twitch, and a lot of Twitchers are Canadians. They really are. So they ride for Canada.
There's some Canadians. Yeah, I see that, but you know what team I'm with. Man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So and then but this thing about Mexico, they ride. They be dominating the Canadians in the chat. They ride for the kid from Mexico, bro. They crazy. So it's a crazy international battle. Then we're gonna have Vose versus Geezy, one-legged ass Geezy versus Vose. Vose does a great job of being
sweaty, right? Like, that's like a tourney sweat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we get sweaty. Now Vose does a great job of being the heel of the show, where everybody laughs at him and shit. He's like a villain, so he's needed to be the villain that they and Geezy's kind of a fan favorite.
Do you consider Earl a villain, or is Earl like what the fuck is Earl considered? Is he villain? Because I don't feel like he's villain. I feel like he's like a fake ass hero, kind of.
He was when he was going on his run. When he was going on a run, he was a hero. I don't know now though. I really don't know. I really don't think it's a lot of villains outside of Vose, but he plays the role pretty well. But so we're gonna have Earl versus Rag. Hopefully, I don't think Rag checked into our. I mean, that's just prime time.
That's like your classic matchup right there. Like you get. You're gonna be in for a good one with them too, because it's like. I hate to call Rag a shitter, but he has like some shitter fucking schemes. Like shitter schemes, I'll say. Like he's the worst defensive player I think I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. My son.
I'm not shitting on Rag. Like Rag, he can be competent.
I'm shitting on him. Defensively, my son is fucking better than him. 100%. I could put the fucking controller in his lap and he would be better on defense than Rag. I believe that 100%. Like he just overthinks defense too much. Like, dude, cover three,
that's the thing though, man. Some people, I think. From watching people play, like that's a common thing is like overthinking defense.
Oh yeah, dude. I'll be honest though, but Skimbo helped me with that shit because he overthinks it, but it's simple. You've always been like, you've never been like a super complicated man up this guy, put a lineman. You've never been no complicated shit, but you know how your simplicity, you know exactly how it works. You know what I'm saying? To a T.
Well, you have a goal, like your end goal is just to get someone to one mistake make one mistake. That's your goal.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so simplicity is almost better on both sides of the ball for the most part. Like just keep it simple, dude. These kids, I see these kids manning up.
I'll be seeing some of their adjustments.
Like, goddamn, bro, it's first down, bro. Play cover 2.
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck? Like,
how are you giving up a touchdown on first down, bro?
I hope you don't see this streak. I hope you don't see this streak. Like, damn, you don't got to make crazy ass adjustments, really. For the most part. But yeah, so then we gonna have Zan. Zan gonna play. I didn't think Zan was a good bot wars because he's like a nerd, right? But he was on the show.
I saw Zan on the podcast last year. I saw it.
And then so we were just talking, and he just went nuts. I never saw that side of him. He just snapped. We were just talking like we are now. He just started snapping in the chat. I said, "Oh shit, okay, we got some smoke here." And the chat was like, "All right, this is a matchup, so we're gonna give it a shot."
That's like the early match, just in case. Like
it can't be the last match.
You gotta play it safe. You gotta play it safe. You can't put Earl and Rag first.
Yeah, you gotta put but the first match gotta be a banger because you gotta get people. You can't put like an unknown.
It's gotta be 2 or 3
first.
for that one.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%. But so we'll see. Zan's and this other guy is TD Vizzy. Nobody knows who he is. I don't know. So he might be shit. But the passion I saw was an instant bot wars moment. It really was. It was super. And then we're gonna have who the fuck else I got? Oh, Bobby's coming out of retirement, and Bobby said because I was talking to him and I was like, "Are you really done with bot wars?" He was like, "I'll only come out if it's a good matchup." And we got the biggest nerd in Madden, Shakobi, to play Bobby. Ooh. So it's going to be a nasty matchup. I don't know. That's going to be prime time, Shakobi and Bobby. I don't know if Shakobi's going to say anything. I think he's the type to just sit there with a little fat-ass grin on his face and just and he's going to piss. But he's going to piss Bobby off so much, Yeah. And Bobby's a fan favorite, so they're going to turn on Shakobi pretty quick, And then we got to have Salty. He's the champ. And the CFM tells me this kid OG2K brings all the energy and shit. So, and I talked to him. I've seen him dancing and doing all this wild shit.
Self-proclaim. Show me something.
Yeah. So now I try to like parallel this to WWE, like that type of thing, like that type of like stars coming back and you root for and my buddy Rob was like, who helps me do it? And he was like, well, the champ always gets like a cupcake, on Monday Night Raw. He plays some shitter where he can just make an appearance. I almost didn't put Salty out here because he's the champ. I'm like, nobody gets a shot for him in the first tournament, but I had to put him out there. So he's going to play OG, the new booty, the young boy, and see if I think the chat will make sure that Salty doesn't lose that game. So we'll see what happens. It is.
So what's the format? So is it just like these guys play their one game or do they advance?
Well, play? I just put one game. One of the biggest things with Madden that I watch obviously is like, if me, you, or Skimbo make it, we'll have tons of people rooting for us, right? Like, but it's not obviously not guaranteed that we make it.
So it's like a card. It's like a card.
100%. And I pick who plays, and then we just build their personality and their character to the point where people root for them or want to watch them play. I think one of the biggest things with Madden is that if they got the same people every single time, it would be more successful, or like just like Optic or FaZe or something like that, where you get somebody to root for in an esport will ultimately make it better for people to watch if they have somebody to root for, really. So that was kind of my whole plan on that. And then people were like, how can I get in? How can I get in? And I was like, all right, let's just do a tournament on Friday and we'll see who wins that.
You're still doing that though, right?
Oh yeah, I'll do that whenever.
You're still doing like the play-in tournament or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll get a spot in Bot Wars because I already have 6 games and that's a lot. But if there's like a super matchup, we'll put it back on Saturday. And then people will like people on Friday and they'll be like, we want to see him again, and then I'll try to put them on Saturday. Or I'll be able to handpick and change the tournament bracket on Friday, so we'll get some good matchups in the first round and stuff that they want for the most part.
Yeah, I think I got confused with the format because didn't one of them you do like it was like Mortal Kombat, like they had to beat one person and then beat the next.
Yep, I challenged. I tried to change.
So this is just a card. Then.
Oh yeah, okay, it's just a card.
That's why I was asking. Is it like a tournament or
what happened with the card? What happened with the Mortal Kombat was. It started as Bot Wars, where it's like, Earl is, he's not, I'm not going to say he's a shitty Madden player, but he's not, like, comp like that. And then, like, if someone wins the tournament on Friday, they're fucking comp if they run through 200, 300 people. Like, dude, like.
You don't want him to beat Earl. Exactly.
Yes, I don't want, like, I don't want one dude to go through and just wipe the I want the games to be close. You know what I'm saying? For instance, I'm not putting, like, Rag versus Voles, because, like, it's just not going to, you got to find, and that's another thing, like, my biggest thing was, like, some players are entertaining to watch play, even if they're not themselves themselves entertaining. Sometimes watching like a decent player that's not like Henry or something is entertaining because they'll fuck up, they'll do some
it's
wild
way
shit.
more entertaining because it's like when you get to the top of the top, like
the robots.
It's like a robotic. It's like exactly. You're not gonna get a fucking pick six. In the first drive, like,
and they're not going up top. They're not just going up top. Like fuck it, it's a little more free flowing. And I always thought that the B tier players, if that makes sense, can add some value to are good to view. And at the end of the day, man, 1,000%. we just sit and tell jokes all day and have a good time. Really, that's
I'll be peeping, bro. I'll be peeping. It's super early in the year, so it's like the most popping. So it's gonna go crazy.
Now, EA's now I think they put the tournament the first month to try to cock block the bot wars, but that's neither here nor there.
Think so?
I don't know. We started doing the first launch.
Was it? Didn't they do it early last year? Or
yeah. Last year was this our.
Oh,
third
you're saying
year.
for the same thing.
This is our third year. Yeah, this is our third year of bot wars. I'm like, we gotta do it early. So the whole reason I want to do it early so these guys can just bang it out and then play the tournament. I didn't want them having to worry about a tournament and playing the bot wars. So that's when I started, and then And that's what I say. We got to add black guys to the card. Every time I do, they're a disappointment. I'll be honest. We haven't had one good, entertaining black player out here. We haven't. Mills was a fucking smooth show.
That's crazy.
Versace. They told me Versace and fucking what's his name? The YB guy. What the fuck? He made the tournament last year. He was tough last year. Who the fuck? He's tough this year. AI Nash and Versace was going to be the greatest PlayStation 5 event of all time, and it was the worst fucking game ever. All right. So you guys please let me know who you guys want to see that we haven't seen that's super entertaining. So they've been a letdown for the most part. And this is the thing about it, boys. This is why we had the tournament on Friday. You all can play. It's not like it's all open. Let's just show up, and then get Slim played in a bot wars. Joel played in a bot wars. Dude,
Who did you have Joel against?
Deliverance, Steeler matchup. That was a hell
matchup. That should have actually been some shit talk.
It was good.
Actually been pretty fire. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll be honest, y'all haven't asked for them back. I mean, what the fuck? Like, y'all want to see Salty and Earl? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, shit. Like, people don't be in here like, yo, put Slim Ghost on there or put fucking Versace back on.
Show ready to put on. Show got it. I've been seeing some of Show got some angry rays. He ready to put on.
You know what you can do? Play in the open tournament. That's all you got to do. You got a whole opportunity. Put Legend on. Ain't no way, bro.
Who's Legend? Bugs?
No, Legend, bro.
You talking about the Bugs looking dude?
Yeah, the fake Bugs. He don't like that shit though, bro. He don't like that. I stopped telling that joke, bro. You know why? Because he when you go in his chat, type Bugs is blocked, and I was like, damn, that shit must be like. I can't lie. I was like, I'm done with that joke, bro. If he took the time to block Bugs, I was like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
He got that name blocked out. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's tough. But and then Trey was supposed to be on twice and just left me out to dry twice. Just I can't play last minute. Banned. Actually, he was banned. No, he was banned.
You try to put on a show.
Yes, he was banned, and I said, you know what? We'll let you back to play spamming. All locked in. Day of, no, I can't play. Banned. Fucking banned. All right, yeah, I can't play. So I unbanned him to give him a chance. I said, I'll let you back, bro. And then he just backed out last minute. Banned. So
yeah, that's tough.
We're ready to go.
That's tough. Nah, you said I remember you saying your goal is to get it in person, man. You gonna get it this year or what?
I mean,
you locked in? Dude, they need to know, man. Are you locked in?
I'm trying. I told them 10,000 subs we'll get a venue, and then they're like,
man.
Then I don't get a sub for 2 days. That's kind of what happens, So that's how it works. So I don't know. It's definitely the goal, but I kind of feel like EA, and then like why? And the only reason why is to have a crazy ass, fun ass event, right? But I'm not gonna. First of all, I don't want it to cost money. Like I feel like everybody, if you're gonna show up, why am I? That's how I kind of feel like if you're gonna take the time to come to a venue and show up, I don't want to like take your money a little bit. I don't know, but it's just
you can't really feel like that too, because like I think like people that are going out there, they would understand like it's over. You know what I mean? Like they're there to support. If they're going already, they're there to support.
I'm just trying to balance.
You could hit them with some shit in return, like maybe some gear or something. I mean, you can find ways. I mean, this shit. You're a fucking business guy, right? Yeah, you're doing a good job with everything.
We'll farm it. Listen. It's definitely.
It's not that important though. Like honestly, like fuck the online thing. There's no
Yeah.
overhead really, like besides you and with your crew. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you do what you do. So
Yeah. So yeah.
why even take that risk unless it makes.
I try. It's got to be perfect, and I don't want to do like a half-ass one if that makes sense. I don't want to do like some.
Nah,
shitty
you want
ass,
that in
yeah.
person one to be banging.
Yeah, it's got to
like,
be. Even if it takes. I mean, we're not going anywhere. That's how I feel. Well, this is Bot Wars 9. I'm going to be Bot Wars 99 at some point, for the most part. But
I mean, you done what you do like 4 of these last 2 years? That's what it
I did
was
3.
been?
I did 3.
So three.
I did it, and the last one was like a sweaty tournament. Like I sent Salty a belt and everything when he won. So
Okay.
we're kind of getting sweaty towards the end there. So we'll see. I'm just trying to just keep it fresh and different ideas all the time. For the most part.
No, that's dope.
They definitely started stealing my tweets on the screen. EA took. I feel like I can inspire their creativity in the tournaments from secondhandly. They don't really ask me, but I feel like
you could.
I can inspire them to take some of the tidbits and the ideas for the most part. I would love to be in charge of that shit. Honestly, I would love to at some point in my life.
Yeah, that would. I mean, obviously, you get a player, and that's great. Hey, Bot Wars 2v2.
We did 3v3. We did 2v2. We already did it.
You did?
Yeah, dog. We had an NBA Jam promo and everything, bro.
Oh, you know what? I did catch some of that.
Yes.
I did. Wait. Who was the matchups again? I did catch the NBA Jam.
I know we had
I do
Rag
remember the
was
promo.
in Dusty. The was the best promo we had. It was that shit was lit. We got
God.
the guy that voiced NBA Jam to
I
voice
remember.
Bot Wars.
I
He was like
remember.
Bot Wars. It was lit. So that was yeah. We had I had like Bobby and BG and shit, and so we did the 2v2. It was cool. I mean, I liked it, for the most part, but
What's the theme on this one?
I didn't. It's
Because you do a theme every time. Right?
I can't keep doing a theme forever. Because what do I do when I get to 99? So my biggest thing is to mix a theme in and out for the most part. Like, and this one I used the the Madden 08 intro is the best intro for Madden. The Dawkins show up.
Yeah,
I just overlaid that on the Bot Wars shit on that Madden intro for the most part. So it's tough to. I've always thought about that from the beginning. Like if I do a theme every single time, like where the hell am I be at Bot Wars 28? Like it's like
exactly.
Me pulling shit out of my ass, So it started with that. So I'm trying to transition away from that for the most part. So it's just its own entity rather than having to have themes and shit like that.
Yeah, that's true too. Shit, you don't rely on any other, or even them like trying to like take from it, right? Like copyright you or anything, whatever.
For the most part,
people.
Yeah, so
Dope, man. Dope. All
right.
Just ready for launch, man.
I'm ready now. I'll ask you this one question before I let you go. We talked about the tiers, right? Like tiers of Madden. I'll tell you this: Madden 24 will be S tier if, and you finish the sentence.
If. All right, you talking comp or you talking about creating content?
I mean, the whole thing
from a selfish standpoint.
Yeah, well, it would be S tier if
they balance abilities.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing I could pick, it's like the balance of abilities. Listen to feedback, man. Don't even have to be just straight from comp dudes. Look at your data. What's the most used ability? Bump it up 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
After a couple weeks. What's the least used ability? Try to make it better. If nobody's using fucking deep out, maybe there's a route that it could be better with, and people might want to start using it, like maybe on a deep corner or an out route, smart routed out route, whatever it is. Balance the abilities, man. I think changing of metas is good for every game. Mm-hmm. Every game likes when metas change, and there's some good metas or some bad metas, but letting abilities just kind of sit at their you get what you get, do what you want with it. Like I think that makes for bad. And then patch-wise, like, don't overreact on patches. Patches, they tend to break the game early on more than anything, and overreacting because of a blitz before we get to, like, figure out if there's a way to pick it up, figure out if there's a way to beat it. I think that could lead to breaking other stuff, and it's just a chain reaction of stuff breaking. So,
for sure.
I think those two things are pretty big. How about you? What do you think?
Oh, man.
What would be your good?
I just hope this shit is fun, I guess. I mean, I don't know if there's one thing. Obviously, Weekend League was the big thing that's not there anymore. So I mean, that's gonna crush everybody's soul.
It's a tough L. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough.
it's a tough L for the boys. We play a lot of head-to-head shitters, all damn day, So that's, I think, I don't know. I don't know what I'm at the point, and Zan talked to us, and he was like, you know what, I really don't care. I just got to make the best of it because this is where I'm at. Like I'll just pick up the ball and go. I guess if I got to run the ball, I'll run the ball. If I got to pass, if I got to play zone, if I got to do this ability or that ability, I'll accept it. And I'm kind of there. I do want consistency in the man beaters. I would love that. Just this route, even if it's one route in the game. Like it's been like that a lot of times where it's just one route is just the route that wins. If it's one route and I just know it, consistency is pretty much the biggest thing, and that goes back to abilities removing RNG is consistency, dude. And it's as much as abilities suck, they are consistent. They really are. So we'll see. I just hope it's good, and I hope to have a great attitude really, and that's gonna as best I can for the most part, because this is it's crazy, but our livelihood is directly tied to Madden. If this is a great Madden and people are playing it, dude, that's like we're having twice as good a year as if it's a shitty Madden and people quit. I really feel that way, and I'm like, damn, I hope to God they figure it out and get it together, because I don't want to be not playing a shitty Madden that people don't like, really. It's almost more important for these people in the chat that like the game than me. It's way more important. They got to like it for me to be successful, really.
Yeah, and I don't even think that some of our requests are, like, far-fetched or, like, things that are hard to do. Like, I don't think, like, even from a personal standpoint, like, if they did something as little as, like, made the leaderboards, like, wins and losses actually matter, like, who you beat matters. They'd use like the ELO system, I think is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Like the same shit that the chess leaderboards use and stuff like that. Or
fucking MLB.
Like that
shit.
Yeah, MLB's leaderboard. Apex. Yeah. Like you go just imagine you go through the stages, bronze, silver, gold, diamond, platinum, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and you could display that, right? So like you load into a game, you got to Masters last year. You could put that up at the top right where your name is, in as a banner. Like shit like that is cool, bro. Like, oh, I just matched up with a Masters player. You could put that in a YouTube video. You could put that on Twitch. Like, we're not hard to please in this day and age. I feel like it's just like they have left us with the most dry leaderboards, for instance, for 10 years. Man, it's like
I told you about Madden 08 where I played just for the leaderboard. Literally, just that's all the reason I played.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I feel like the competitive side is easier to please than the MUT guys. I swear to you, I think we're easier to please. Give us a leaderboard and we'll grind again.
Yeah. And it's like I've read Gut Fox fucking tweet today. It's a hot take, but get rid of comp and comp ruin MUT.
Yeah, send all the big bad wolves back to their own playground. I want to be good again. That's what I'm
I don't know what the fuck they like. I think that's just. I think he's directing his anger towards the wrong crowd. It's not the comp, the way that they went with the game, what he needs to met. Like the way they changed the game or his issues, and it has nothing to do with the comp guys. Comp guys didn't fucking just ask for the way that the game is today. They didn't ask for us to not have weekend league, to not have to give the first 1,000 people a card that gets extra ability. We didn't ask for those types of things. Like those are participation types of things.
That's their ideas.
I don't know. Yeah. Do you like that, by the way? The first 1,000?
First
1,000 grinders get that card with the little extra abilities?
Oh, I'm a grinder, so fuck yeah. Why not? Like, the hell? What do you get for being a good player and a grinder nowadays anyway? But I don't even know what the grind is for. I don't even know really what you're talking about. But if I can win games and get something, yes. But it's probably going to be like do your levels or some shit. Where
so it's like the comp pass.
And shit. Yeah, I'm not going to.
It's a comp pass when you get to the end. So and it's like the shitty part is like they put like a max on where you could even get week 1. Like you can only go so far. It's like when we get the game, we can't go to that part.
So the last week's going to be a fucking race.
Exactly. Everyone's going to get to the same part, I feel like, and then it's just a race.
That day they switches like Tuesday at 8 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly. That's the bad thing in my opinion.
And I'm going to lose that race, honestly. I'm not going to be awake. There's no way I'm booting up in the morning. I'll try to boot up. It's going to be good. It's going to be good content, though. It's the last day. And by the time it comes out, the card's going to be shitty anyway, more than likely. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. The fact that it has extra abilities that the base one doesn't is kind of like interesting. That's what I'm like. It's a receiver, apparently, that has an extra ability bucket that the base one doesn't have. So
well, receivers this year needed one ability. It was short elite or short elite. They'd be cool, for themselves.
Yeah.
But All right.
See
I
what
mean,
happens, man.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate you taking the time talking Madden. I know we haven't talked that much lately, and let's lock in and do something. At least play some games this year, at the
Let's do it,
least.
bro. Let's
For
do it.
sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
Yes.
let's for sure make something happen, man. And good luck with everything. I'm sure you're gonna kill it again, just like
Mm-hmm.
you have been. Keep doing your thing. Everybody in this chat, thank you guys for having me. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll definitely get some games in. Eventually, man, a couple years from now, it's gonna be 2-on-2. Me and one of mine versus you and CP,
Yeah,
the
we'll
young
get
bull.
there. We'll get there.
That's gonna be fire.
It's going to be
You
tough.
can't
It's
tell
going to
me
be
you ain't looking
content.
forward to stuff like
I
that.
mean,
I
I
look
don't
forward to
know.
that.
I do, but like, it's probably gonna piss me off. It goes back to the man thing where we don't have teammates, right? I don't gotta be mad at somebody else. Like you just feel like a dickhead for yourself. But if my son out there throwing interceptions, and then I want to picture your dumb ass in the back like ha 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 ha, and see you, that's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna get too pissed off. I'm gonna be furious. But we'll set that up for sure. We got a lot of years to do that for
Man,
sure.
no, it's gonna be some good times, man. We're just getting started, man. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
thank you again for having me, Dub.
All right, for sure, my man. I'll stay in touch.
All right, bro.
All right,
All right, bro. Peace.
there he is, the GOAT. There he is, the GOAT. That's my man for real. Like I said, the Madden thing is cool. All this shit is cool, but the relationships I have is what makes this gaming shit tough. For real. And Problem's one of those guys for sure. Especially because he's my age. So W's. Senior MCS is for losers. You don't want to handicap. Put yourself handicapped. I would never play in that shit ever. I would never play in a senior MCS. Never would play in that shit. Oh shit! We got almost 800 people in here. This is our most viewed live podcast. Big W's, big W's. I know Zan, we had like 600-700 maybe. We almost had 800 tonight. Big W, big W's. It is Madden season. It is Madden season. Dude, you guys know me and Problem play a lot early, and he plays like a fucking nerd, dude. He just he's built for like he said he's built for the first 2 weeks because he's not going to try shit. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a run, a slant. You're not getting nothing fancy. There's no pizzazz. He's not going to try, how can I throw this corner route? He's not going to try to, do some user catch. He's not going to try to do a blitz. He's not going to try to do a deep bomb. He's not going to try to bomb coverage. No, you know what you're getting. And my dumb ass, I'm the complete opposite. I'm a big try some shit out type of guy, Pause. Because that's what never mind. But I'm a big try type of guy. So, that's what I do out there, throwing the ball around, trying to make some plays. Prize taking 4 yards to play, 100%, dude, 100%. I am, bro. Skimbo's a big had to see guy too, but I'm a big I gotta see. Pause again. I throw some shit up in the air. I will throw some dumb shit. Ayo, get! All right, boys, unbannies. Who's here? I don't have that many. Honestly, I don't think we're banning anybody the Madden 24. Whoa. I don't think we're banning people right now. I really don't, boys. I don't think we're banning people. Eric Rayweather, there he is. Eric, I don't know if you saw, but we have banned everybody with EA access to the game early in Bot Wars. Some said this was your year for Bot Wars. Some said watch out for that Rayweather guy. He's high-powered early in the year. But we have banned everybody with the game early. So, tough to see. Tough to see Eric's out of the tournament before it started. Tough to see, dude. Tough to see. Maybe next year we'll change the rules. I'm not banning anybody this year. We only got 3 unban requests, though. And there's some nasty names. Here we go. Unbans. There it is. Boom. Oh. Almost good. Almost bad. All right, here we go. Y'all want to free everybody, bro. Oh, my God. Oh, this guy is the sussy guy. I'll be honest. I don't like people telling me I'm cute. I'll be honest, man. This shit is like, I don't know how I feel about this. I said it the other day. I'm a lot of things here. I really am. Cute, honest. I'm not going cute. You know? It's just not, I don't think that it's in my repertoire. Could be, it could not be, you know? A little zest. That's what I say. Hey, yo, Gat, we got to bring him back. Cool Kid 27. He's going to be on the shitter for hours. Whoa! He's got 27 chats. Oh, he was giving me comms on Star Wars? I'm bringing him back. I mean, what are we doing here, dude? He's way too passionate about this, bro. This isn't MUT where everybody's overpowered. Oh my god, dude. Nasty. It's just nasty humans, dude. This is when they told me I can't talk with the phone to my ear. That's where they were like, bro, you can't talk with the phone on your ear. What the fuck do y'all do? Crazy. That's why you don't get no girls. All right, boys. We'll probably have one more podcast before Madden. We'll probably have one more podcast. When does Madden come out, you sweats? When is it dropping? When can I play John Madden football? Monday, like, is it Monday morning? Monday night? Oh, where's our comms here? Monday night at 8 p.m. So pretty much like when I start the stream normally, nighttime. So I just got to boot up a Monday night like it's a regular Monday night. Okay. So we can't have another podcast. So this was the last podcast. We'll skip the week for launch. No, when am I going to do a podcast? Sunday? A Sunday pod? I'll ask Gut Fox. I'll ask him to do Sunday. My man, let me ask him right now. A Sunday pod is Can I not have? No, I'm not doing Sunday. I'm doing Sunday. I'm not. No, I'm not working Sunday. Sunday's off. Sorry, boys. Nah, I'm not doing nothing. Nah. Dude, I am about to be an absolute fucking degenerate, stinky, sweaty, bald man playing video games for 20 hours a day for like the next month. All right? Can I have one Sunday to relax? All right? Can you know? Oh, everybody wants podcasts now, huh? Oh, you guys are fucking podcast fans. Well, if you're podcast fans, why don't you head over to !podcast in the chat and subscribe to the goddamn YouTube? Since everybody wants these shits all the time now, there it is. Here, you can head over here. Can we get 500 subscribers? We are 31 subs away from 500 subscribers. Right there. You see it. 31 subs away. Can we get 31 new subs and get 500? Look, we're actually farming. The Zam podcast almost has 1,000 views. The Ward podcast only has 84. That's tough, but that's. Tough to see. We got Patty. We got Down Bad Dub. We got Juicy. We got Joe Broom. We got Big Skim. You know? I honestly think the Word Podcast is fucked up. Like, yeah, like the whole podcast is up. Like, it don't really start till like fucking 20 minutes into it. So, y'all want to watch Big Ward? Look. Is that not a unit right there? Look at this guy. He don't really move that much. Look, that's a good man. I don't know how you got the fucking your glasses like that, bro. I don't know if glasses are. Never mind. I ain't gonna. We ain't gonna say nothing. But that's my man, bro. We ain't gonna. Nah, it's a good man. It's a good man, Ward. Rapping ball. Okay, we're 18 away, boys. 18 subscribers away from 500. Can we hit 1,000 subscribers this year? One of my goals here. The Henry Podcast says no sound. Well, you know what? That's like fucking 17 months ago. What are we doing? All right, we've actually like rebranded and put more effort into the podcast. You know, what are we gonna do here? This is what it used to be. All right, we started grinding. You know what I'm saying? We've been grinding since then, okay? Have we put more effort? We got some guests on. You know what I'm saying? We got some nicer looking shit. Agreed, boys? We're putting a little more effort. We got Vos beating up kids. All right, boys. Like I said, this was the podcast, episode 210. Let's get it, boys.